Well, a very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Flight Deck to Sim live stream. It's 4 here in the United Kingdom, 24th of April 2020. It's a lovely day here in Blighty, but we've got an even nicer day here in Istanbul. We are doing an approach that was requested on the last stream by Burak, one of my members. He's been bugging me for a while to do this. We're going to do the Calvi Circle to land, one of the most challenging approaches you can fly worldwide. I think it's a captain's only approach. And yeah, I've been looking forward to this for quite a while. Lots of people in chat today. Thank you very much to Captain Cannon, who I saw popped in at the start. Thank you very much for coming in. You all know who he is, I'm sure. Finley Barfoot, I was about to say Mariana, but that's you. Dreckles Aviation, John from Woodruff, Joe Drage, 2 tons of love, Paul Richards. I just want to say a massive thank you. 10 minutes before the stream started, I got a donation from Harley, who came in with £8.11 even before the stream started. So if you're watching, Harley, thank you very much for that. Hopefully it's updated at the bottom of the screen there. But yes, here we are, ready to go from Istanbul, our first ever time in Turkey. I can't believe we're going all the way to Calvi from here. I actually wanted to fly into Turkey before we actually departed from there the first time. Look who's just joined as a member. I already thought you were a member, Captain Canada. Thank you very much. Welcome back as a member. Thank you very much for the dedicated support again. I'm glad you enjoyed the content, and welcome aboard, sir. Excellent stuff. Wow, I didn't expect that. I thought you were a member, but never mind. Yeah, so here we are. The scenery, it's a bit of freeware scenery from... Now, I can't remember the name of the developer. I think there's actually an earthquake going on here. Look at that. I can't remember the name of the developer, but if you scroll down, you'll see the guy that made it. If you go on the VATSIM Turkey website, you can grab a copy of this. But this is their brand new international airport. I think it's actually called Turkey International Airport. Whether this was where Artuk was, but I'm not sure. But I actually have all the performance data for this new airport from my operator, which is quite good. So we can go through all the new Boeing OPT stuff, which is really, really cool. So yeah, here we are coming into the Alpaca 7 Alpha Mike today, Flight Deck to Sim aircraft. Thank you very much to Berg as well, who is just joined as a member. Berg Arslan, thank you very, very much. You'll also get all the exclusive members-only content through our members-only Discord as well. Of course, if you missed last stream, we are running Vulcan now. The performance enhancements I've got are huge. 55 frames per second now. And I've basically slid all those sliders all the way to the right as much as possible. And it's really, really good. But yeah, I've done a test on this sector. ZIBO has made some changes to the flight model. We tested this approach yesterday and streamed it to the members, and we noticed how there was a slight issue with flat 40. He's rectified that, and we've got a pre-release version. We're in 340-23E, so I think after this 23 will become public. We're on 22 on the public ones at the moment there as well. So yeah, let's get things started. Completely cold and dark. Battery on. GPU's on the bus. Electric hydraulics pumps can come on. Landing gear lever is down. 6 green lights are checked. We then check all the aircraft documentation as well. It's very dark in here. It's always with the lighting here. I no longer can have X-Vision, of course, because unfortunately it's not available with Vulcan. But it just shows that the default X-Plane textures aren't actually that bad. It looks all right en route anyway. So we can now do the fire and warning test. So fault APU. Detector in op. We've got no fire warning lights. Master caution overheat detector. Here's the fire test. 3 lights, wheel well, fire, engine overheat, fire bell as per usual. Up onto the upper overhead panel now. We pop these to arm, fasten seatbelt signs. Actually, no, let's do it all properly. I even got criticised on my last flight because I hadn't finished refuelling without putting the fasten seatbelt signs on. My virtual passengers would be in danger. Thank you very much to Biggie Webb, who's just joined as a member. Welcome aboard, sir. Glad you enjoy the content, and you'll get all the exclusive members-only content too. Thank you very much for subscribing as well, EFE Davil. Very, very good. So let's get the flight started. Start flight leg, and let's get the fuel required for the sector. We'll go through the operational flight plan. Here's the performance I got from the official Boeing OPT app. There's the SEVA manual. That's an airfield brief we're going to look at later. This is the one I want. So the fuel required is 8.8 tons. I'm going to take an extra 30 minutes. We are going to try this on VATSIM today. Whether there's lots of people that's going to follow us into Calvi, I don't know. But if there is, we might have to log off because the approach that we want to fly today, it cannot cater for multiple arrivals. You can only have one aircraft on the approach at a time, so it'll take every 10 minutes to approach one aircraft. So if there's, say, 5 people trying to get into Calvi at once, that's 50 minutes. So we'll do what we can. We'll see what the story is, and if it's just as fine. If not, we'll have to log off and just fly it offline. But we'll see what happens. So 8.8 tons of fuel. Let's take an extra 30 minutes, which is going to be 1,200 kilos. So it's going to be 10 tons exactly for the fuel. So we'll go payload, fuel, 10 tons. Extra 30 minutes due to VATSIM. Payload, we're going to take 150 passengers today. That's a zero fuel weight of 55.8. So total here 150. Packs, excuse me, enter 12.6, and that is a zero fuel weight of 55.8. So the aircraft's all loaded for the sector. We'll leave that on until the aircraft has completed refueling. Did I say start fuel? I didn't. There we are. He's loading in our Jet A1 for us. Fantastic. So back into here. That's all good. Make sure the flaps are up, match the flap lever position. We'll put the auto brake to RTO very shortly. We're FMC just updated the AirAC prior to the stream. Thank you very much to Thomas Franklin. He's just donated £10. Thank you very much, sir. Finally managed to catch a stream working operations for a UK airline and currently sat at home board. So this is the closest to work I'm getting for the foreseeable. Keeping up the good work. Thank you very much, Thomas Franklin, for your generous donation there. I'm exactly in the same boat as you. Sat at home waiting for a bit of normality. Furloughed. We're doing what we can. And this is my escape as well. This is the closest I can get to working. By George, Desktop Simulator is so good now. You can do everything as realistically as possible. Thank you very much to Thomas. No, Breg has just joined as a member as well. Welcome on board, sir. Glad you enjoyed the content. You'll get all the exclusive members-only content too. Very, very kind of you. And secondly, a donation just came in as well from Dog Go to Space. Absolutely love that. Thank you very much. Hi, Captain. Below Master Caution, there's 2 switches named Main Panel DU and Lower DU. They are always in normal. Is there a situation where you change both of these? Thanks. Absolutely, sir. So these are to do with display failure. So if, let's say, the PFD screen failed and all of a sudden I've got no primary flight display, I can move the PFD to a different screen. So for example, I can put it, turn different screens around. I can put the PFD here. You can move them all over the place. You can put them here to the lower DU, and that's to do with if the screen fails, which I've never experienced. I've taught it in the simulator. It's very simple. You move this switch because you obviously want to have a PFD, ideally an ND, but PFD is the most important thing. That's what you do there. Thank you very much for the donation, sir. Cool. So working our way down here. Fasten seatbelt sign. Push a tent. Let's turn the lighting up here. We wouldn't do it in the middle of the day. You wouldn't be able to see it, but it is very dark. Why can't I get rid of the control column? There we go. There we are. It's a little bit better. I'll put the dome light on as well. Again, during the day, you wouldn't need any of this, but in X-Plane 11, it's certainly needed with the lighting. Cool. So that's all good down here. We do the cargo fire test. There we are. Fire warning is illuminated. VHF1, let's turn that off. Rudder and aileron trim we check. Circuit breakers are all in. Up here, stall warning test. There we are, it's working now because we've had the AC power for more than 4 minutes. Airspeed warning test. Test that. IRS to nav. A little bit further south than we usually are, so this shouldn't take us long. 7 minutes for the alignment. There we are. And the boarding is commencing. That's it. So the preliminary flight deck inspection is all complete. We can now get into getting some weather. Oh, do we actually have some ATC? We do. We just grabbed towers just come online, which is really cool. No ATIS, unfortunately, so let's get off the latest weather from here, Istanbul New Airport. So it's quite a strong wind from the east. I've been reading about this airport. We're just to the right next to the Black Sea, and you get a lot of a sea breeze coming in here, which causes quite strong crosswinds. It's a 20-knot crosswind, pretty much, coming from the northeast, 050 at 20. Cav OK, 11 degrees. I always thought it'd be hotter here in Istanbul this time of year, but it's 11 degrees. QNH is 1013, so it is standard pressure for now, so weather's not too bad. Let's pop on terrain, let's pop on airports. Okay, MF48, we've got all the performance for you on this stream to date because my operator does have the performance data for this airport. Where is... Oh, we're still getting used to where you can find things with this Avic tab. There we are, chart. So the MF48 there is 1330. Again, reminding you guys, that is the height at which we accelerate in the event of an engine failure. There we are. Perfect. So that's all loaded. Main panel lower to use set. We then arrange our seating. I don't usually bother in the sim, but you do an oxygen test, do a lights test as well. We haven't set any failures, as we usually don't. And there we are, jumping straight into the FMC to load in the operational flight plan. So here's one fresh from the press on sim brief. RFP today. Going to be cruising at 380. Flight time's around 2 hours 25. I found it's around 2:15, 2:20 or so. But that was basically printed straight off from sim brief about 20 minutes ago. So like last stream, I'm going to fill in the flight plan. We'll post that on Instagram so you can keep an eye on our updates and ETA along the route. So that's pretty cool. So that's all set. Now we are currently in Istanbul. So it's Lima Tango Foxtrot Mike. I've yet to actually ever fly into Turkey. Never been. Left coordinates we'll use. We're going to Calvi on the island of Corsica. LFKC. Call sign today. Excuse me, Alpaca 7 Alpha Mike. I completely forgot to mention today. Don't go too far away, especially an hour into flight, because we are going to do another one of the Flight Deck to Sim quizzes with a prize again. So we've got the 10 questions ready this time. We don't have to look at them, look them up during the stream. But yeah, we'll hopefully have that around an hour into the flight. We'll do our quiz again. So runway 35 right for departure. Vaden 2 Delta. There it is, Vaden 2 Delta. From Vaden. Quite a lot of punch in today, I'm afraid, so bear with me. Lima 615. At least it's not like loading up the INS in the 200. However, what I quite like to do within the next week is jump back into that 200, whether it's optimised to work in Vulcan, I don't know, and have another go at flying that approach into Alicante. Obviously, we wanted to fly that DME arc so I could demonstrate that, but we got vectors in the end, and then my PC crashed. So yeah, I might do Calvi Alicante, but I might do something else. I haven't decided just yet. Thank you very much for not only just becoming a member, but for donating to Thomas Nabrega. Thank you very much. How do you sync up Discord as a member? Yes, a frequent problem we have, Thomas. So what you need to do. Don't do this in the Discord app on your phone or on your PC. You need to go onto a web browser, so Chrome or something like that. Type in Google, YouTube Discord synchronization, and follow the instructions there. That will get you in. For some reason, you need to do it on the desktop version of the app. I don't know why. I've never even asked Discord, but I often get a lot of messages in after a stream. How do I get in? And that's how you do it. But any other problems, just message me on social media, and you'll be absolutely fine. Cool. We're going to go direct to Qatar. There's Qatar, direct to Okbis. Oops. There's more than one Qatar waypoint. There's Okbis. Direct to Mercer. It's all directs here. I think that's because there's not many airways on this sector. We have a little airway here, the Upper Lim 127. Sometimes like that. I've had a flight with no airways at all before. They just put you between RNAV waypoints, but occasionally you get that. Right, there's Capco. That's the arrival. So we're going to do a Capco 2. Localize approach via Erlu. We'll activate that, execute it. Right, performance then. 0 fuel weight 55.7. Our reserves. The alternate is another airport on Corsica. It's just randomly chosen. It's Figari. I don't know if it's meant to be Italian or French, because technically it's a French island, but that's my Italian accent there. Thank you very much to James Gardner, who's just donated $2. Thank you very much. Circle to Land's always mess me up. Scary. James Gardner, they are the most challenging thing you could do in a desktop simulator for 2 reasons. One, it just is because it's Circle to Land. Number 2, you can't see the freaking runway unless you've got something like Track IR. I've had a go at this approach, practiced it 5-6 times, and I only managed to get in there fully stabilised legally once. So we're going to follow the same rules today. If I come around the corner, I'm 4 whites, 4 reds at the landing gate, which is 300 feet. We'll fly the missed approach, and we'll have a second shot. Depending on the second shot, we might follow Alpaca's Airways SOPs, which are a little bit more relaxed than my operators, and see if we get in the second approach. Thank you very much. Oh, well, Noah, my goodness, buddy. Thank you so much. $50 donation. You're always coming with the crazy ones at the moment. Thank you so much. Oh, look, an aircraft's landed on my stand as well. Brilliant. Noah, thank you so much for the $50 donation. Hey, Captain, have a good flight today. There's already 550 Alpacas on board. Thank you very much, Noah. Very, very kind of you. Thanks for the donation, sir. That's right off the bat. And oh my goodness, Felis Leopard, the developer of the Tupolev Tu-154.
Can you tell us what 737 autopilot does when you hit toga button? Just gathering info.
Oh, Felis Leopard, where do I even start? I mean, we're going to have to chase this guy up in a second. When you push toga, it depends what you have on. Even if the flight director's off, you should still get toga guidance. I will get back to you on Discord on that one, okay? But yeah, I will hopefully get back into the Tupolev as soon as possible. Right, hopefully, I don't know if anyone else is here. We'll get rid of TUI 1976 at some point, because we've been here a good 20 minutes and he's just spawned onto the stand. We have had this problem before. I might even call up Tower and see if he can do anything to get rid of him. But let's just get the FMC loaded first. We don't get escaped. I knew something would go wrong, but they always do on generally on streamers, flight sim streamers streams. I've been learning more and more about these issues the more I talk to VATSIM, but they're doing lots to hopefully avoid this in the future. Right, reserves 2.5, that's to get to our alternate on the island of Cagliari. Cost index is going to be 30, cruising at flight level 380. It's just above our trip, that's fine. By the time we've burnt the 2 tons of fuel to our cruise, 380 will be our optimum flight level. So we can execute that. Let's stick in here, flight level 380. And we're going to be going from 200 feet. The elevation is 200 feet in Calvi. That's there. Top of climb wind. There we are. Top of climb wind is 335 at 19. Top of climb ISA 6 degrees. What was that weather again? I think it sets the temperature for it. So let's check out the Boeing OPT. This is official data from the OPT here. Got it from our operator. So here we are, Istanbul, 35 right, going to take the Bravo 5 Bravo intersection performance figures. So if we get the intersection, we've got it fine, dry. 050 at 19, 11 degrees, QNH is set, 1013, optimum flat 5 auto and off, 65.5, 65.7, that's taking taxi into account, but it's fine for a desktop simulator. That's saying 22k. Assumed temperature of 37. There will be a slight discrepancy because we don't have the APU running here. 89.9, 88.8. You'll notice when I put the bleed on, it'll be closer to 88.8, but the speeds should be the same for flat 5. They're within a knot, perfect. 41, 41, 45. We can punch in 45 knots here. Well, not 45, otherwise you're in trouble. Cool, so that's it. FMC is all loaded for this sector. Now up onto the upper overhead panel. Fuel pumps on, nav transfer, display switches all auto, crossfeed we will check. Guys, bear with me in chat as well. When we get into the cruise, we'll have more of an opportunity to have a chat, ask any questions and stuff. As you well know, this is a busy period during the setup, taxi out and departure. Window heat's coming on, that's all looking good. Trim air on, that's all set, that should be set to steady. Right, departure, let's have a look at our SID. It's not under charts, it's under airports. There we go. Right, so massive airport here. We're right outside the main terminal. Just to show you what parking stand we are on. Actually, I can't remember exactly. Oh, he's disappeared. Fantastic. Thanks to whoever that was. A3R. A3R is here, so Alpha 3 right. We're going to push back, probably face north, Echo 8, hopefully. Depart from just here. It's a huge airport. I didn't want to be too far away from the departure point. So that's the taxi, and then the SID. Oops, I've not selected it. Bear with me, guys. Our departure is the Vaden 2 Delta. Vaden 2 Delta. Staring right at me. There we are. It's an RNAV SID. So here is Istanbul. Here we have the Black Sea, which causes all those strong winds. You see where the sea breeze comes in from. Thank you very much, Danny Lewis. I can't spend that much because YH, but I love your streams. So anyways, keep it up. And also, can you do a flight to 7478? Well, thank you very much, Danny Lewis. That's most kind of you to come in. You know, don't ever feel entitled to do that. That's very kind. Anyway, keep it up. And also, can you do a flight to 7478? Is there a decent one for X-Plane though, Danny? I don't think there is. I know Felis, who I've been chatting to a little bit, is developing a 200. I'm keeping a close eye on that development. He's coming with a few questions I'm helping him answer, and I'd love to jump in that, but no, we'll hopefully jump into some bigger jet soon. But thank you very much for your donation there. Very kind. Excuse me, guys. So, we're going to be expecting a Vaden 2 Delta. Initial climb clearance is 4,000 feet, so we'll put in 4,100. Runway heading today is 354. It's an RNAV SID, so what I'm going to do is just punch in 354 on the courses I'm heading.
Does anyone hear me?
Oh, I do hear you, sir, but if I wasn't so busy, I'd give you a radio check. Oh, I've forgotten his call sign. 354, 354, 354. There's nothing to tune apart from perhaps the ILS, but I'm not going to bother today. So yeah, climbing straight ahead. FM 030 035 095. There we are, 030 035 095. We'll stick in 4,000 feet as well as a hard altitude. Execute. And then from there, Gitvo, Govgu, Akua, Gitvo, Gogfu, Akua, and then Vaden. So it's all set. It's a massive SID. We'll be right up our cruise level here if we don't get any shortcuts already. And that's it. Everything is set up pretty much. FMC is loaded. Auto brake to RTO. Reset this. And the rest is done. Road around trim. I think it's a good time now to grab our clearance. So let's go here. We've got tower and approach online now. 131.1. There we are. Right, let's go grab our clearance to Calvi. Oh yeah, Trim CG. Thank you very much, Universe. You are the first person to spot the thing I forgot, of course. Every stream, I always do at least one. Very good. Let's check what the trim is. Well done, Universe. You win our top prize. Where on earth am I going? Payload. 19.7. Six units of trim, perfect. Right, let's grab the clearance now. Yeah, what was our stand number again? I keep forgetting, because the stand I was planning on, someone else started there, but I changed it. A3, right, there we are. Istanbul Airport, very good afternoon. It's Alpaca 7, Alpha Mike, stand Alpha 3 right. Departure clearance to Calvi, please.
Alpaca 7 Alpha Mike, Istanbul, please. Back, Alpaca 53 Tango, contact Istanbul.
Apparatus game is, what's the ETA to Calvi? About 2 hours 15, 2 hours 20?
120.45, Alpaca 5 Tango. Thanks for the help, bye.
Good to see the...
Alpaca 7 Alpha Mike, sir, can you say again, please?
Request clearance to Calvi, please. Alpaca 7 Alpha Mike.
Alpaca 7 Alpha Mike, to destination via Vaden to Charlie departure means 34 left, squawk 7402.
Cleared to Calvi on the Vaden to Charlie departure for 34 left, squawk 7402, Alpaca 7 Alpha Mike.
Alpaca 7 Alpha Mike, read back correct, report manual ready for push ascent.
Okay, so what did I say to you guys last stream? And it's the same thing I used to say to guys in the simulator. Get your clearance first, because they might give you a different runway for departure. And SID, and that's exactly what's happened again. It happened last stream. I'm falling for my own problems here. Oops. Right, 7402. The SID shouldn't be too different, so let's firstly select the Vaden 2 Charlie. 3-4 left. Vaden 2 Charlie. Execute. Takeoff speeds, delete it. Insufficient fuel, that's a little bug. We'll accept the speeds. I'm not going to redo the whole Boeing OPT app again. We'll leave the performance as it is unless the runway's significantly shorter, because I don't even know because I've not looked. Let's have a look here. Avitab Airport, let's get rid of that SID. Let's now select the Vaden 2 Charlie. So, oh, it's on the same plate. So it's exactly the same, except now our runway for departure is... slightly longer taxi now. Look, we're going to go all the way here. Look to 3-4 left. So instead of here, we're going to have to carry on round here. No problem at all. Go to 3-4 left. It's still 3-5-4. The difference now is the SID.
50, 40, 30.
Vaden 2 Charlie climbs to 8,000 feet, so that's a bit of a gotcha there. Make sure you spot the differences there. Thank you very much to Bastarita. He's just come in with Super Chat for €2.29. Thank you very much. Great videos, he says. Well, thank you very much, Bas. I'm glad you enjoyed the content. Thank you very much for your donation, sir. Very, very kind. Cool. So, yeah, Vaden 2 Charlie. Going to go to 8,000. Let's get APU booted up as well, because we're nearly ready for push and start. And we'll stick in 8,000 here as well. So the difference is Vaden 2 Charlie. I saw a problem there. 3-4 left. FM 010 011 Akua Vaden. 010, 011, Akua, Vaden. And then a Vaden, I think it was direct to Agota. Just double check the flight plan. Abitab. Charts. So there's a little discontinuity, just make sure the flight plan matches. If not, you'd consult ATC, just confirm the routing after Vaden, but I'm pretty sure it joins the dot. Vaden. There you go, Vaden to Ogata, so that's fine, we can join those up as expected. Right, so takeoff page here, legs page, we're nearly ready to go. GPU on the bus, APU bleed can come on. You'd usually have to wait for a minute for that. GPU isn't connected. We'll close the air stairs. And the door we can now close. Let's get the better pushback organised as well. Look at that, you can see the door closing in the shadow. Super cool. Ground services, better pushback. Pre-plan. Where are we going to push? Which direction? I'm just going to get the charts out from my operator Sid. So we I don't know. We'll confirm with ATC. Let's connect first.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Confirm with him. Cool.
Ryanair 17 of stand Foxtrot 7 request push and start.
Tesla guy, hope you're doing well. And also there's someone working on the Airbus A300 in X-Plane. Yeah, I did see that. There's lots of potential aircraft coming up in X-Plane, which would be good fun to fly. The Airbus A300 is a little bit more Boeing, actually. It's got a bit of a control column. Listening for the future for trim CG, you don't have to insert the numbers, you can simply hit the respective. I did know that in the mod as well. I'm so used to doing it in real life and previously in the ZIBO mod. I'm just finding the CG and punching it in manually. Oh, thank you very much, Elias. That's very kind of you. Thank you. That, if you're watching, those beeps are someone sending me a message on.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
So yeah, we didn't even double check this performance actually. Let's have a look here. So. Oh, I've tried. It's airports. Flipping charts. I mean, just looking at the runway physically, you can see it's slightly shorter, but do bear in mind, I've done the performance from this intersection here. I think it was Bravo 5 Bravo, coming in from the other direction. Yeah, so I've actually got the performance sufficient thrust to take off from this intersection. No way we'll go that far, so I'm satisfied that's fine. That's not the attitude we take at work. We'd have to redo the entire performance, but I've already got the OBT performance updated. What are you sniggering at? Stuart said. That's what she said. What to? Oh dear. Inappropriate, some of the comments coming in from my moderators, no doubt. Thanks for subscribing, Falcon2006. Welcome aboard, sir. Phyllis, message me please on Discord so I can answer your question, because I will forget, because I get so much coming in these days. And I'll get back to you on that one. Thanks for the donation again. Guys, check out his Tupolev as well. That is an absolute beast to fly. Right, I think it's now a good time to request push start. Oh, there's our alpaca burgers. Late to the aircraft, we've had to turn them down.
Alpaca 5 Bravo Kilo.
Something food.
Holding point Bravo 1 Alpha via departure to Alpha.
Oh, Danny is coming in again. Thank you very much, Danny, for the £2 donation again. A new 7478i is coming. You can find the link easy. I'll take a look online for that, Dan Lewis. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Charlie 1 Alpha via Tango 7, November 1, and Charlie.
Holding point Charlie 1 Alpha via Tango 7, November 1, and Charlie, Alpaca 5 Bravo Kilo, thank you.
Alpaca 7 Alpha Mike, stand Alpha 3 right, request push and start.
Alpaca 7 Alpha Mike, push and start, approved gain at 103 and face north please.
Push start approved, face north, Alpaca 7 Alpha Mike. Well, it's a good job I did that without pre-planning it, otherwise I would have been probably facing a different direction.
50, 40,
thank you very much
20,
to Breakdust 60s, just an £83. Thank you very much. Good luck, he says. Thank you very much. We'll definitely need to look into Calvi, that's for sure. Awesome stuff. Right, ground services, and a pushback, pre-plan.
Ground to cockpit. Please
Facing-
show me where you want to go.
Facing north.
Speedbird 906, hello, stop by please.
There we are.
So connected and bypass pin inserted.
So packs
Release
off,
parking brake.
anti-collision light on, parking brake can now release, transponder is out off. Checks all complete, off we go.
Starting pushback.
4 minutes
And
late, so I was due out at 16:30
16:30
Zulu on the flight plan. Or 15:30 Zulu, sorry. There we are.
Istanbul Tower, Alpine 62 Alpha, request push and start.
Thank you very much, Lizzie. Oh, that stream last time where that person came in as Lizzie, Queen Lizzie, that was so funny.
Push us at the QNH 1012.
Oh, QNH 1012 now.
Push start approved QNH 1012.
I've got it now, so updates. Oh no, it was updated in the standby the other day. Not sure why it's not doing that now. Right, we can now start engine number 2. We've got Alpaca 71. Good day, thank you very much, Alex. Good day to you. Thanks for representing the airline. Hello, boards.
East of good food and departure on 25 left, Scorpio 7401, 09 and 06, thank you.
It was 25% in 2. Lizzie Windsor, I know Freckles Aviation. I was in tears. I couldn't see the monitor in front of me. Still don't know who that was. Oops, don't forget to put the centre fuel pumps on when you've got fuel in the centre tank. So here's a nice little fact with the 737. It takes roughly, from takeoff to get to your cruise level, 35, 36, so you burn about 2 tons of fuel. So by the time we get to our cruise level, this centre tank fuel will be gone. Starting engine number 1. Starter cutout 2 is stable. Hello from Russia. Good day to you, sir. N2. And 1. Here comes still pressure.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
So I pressed the parking brake button on my joystick.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
And Thomas Nebrega, you tried to follow the instructions to get into Discord and synced. Have no idea what I'm doing, to be honest. Thomas, I think it takes every 30 minutes to sync anyway, the server, but you'll get there. If you have any problems, drop me a message on Facebook, Instagram or something, and I'll go through those instructions again. It's not always instant, from what I've heard. Right, this is an airport to get lost in. Let's get the charts up ready. See, for example, we don't even have this taxiway here, Tango Alpha. I mean, we're right on top of it. I hate Jefferson charts, guys. I've got my operators in front of me, so much clearer.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal will be on the right. We'll see you next time and have a great flight.
Thank you. Hello again, Uga. Thank you very much for becoming a member earlier. I did see that prior to the stream, and oh, it was yesterday. It was yesterday, Uga. Sorry. Yeah, we were tweeting each other. Right. Tugs away. There's our bypass pin. There he is. Perfect. So all good. Generators on. APU off. Start switches continuous. Probing on. Anti-ice off. Air conditioning packs auto. APU bleed is off. That's all set. Flaps. 5. Flight controls. Full forward. Full back and left, centre, right. Here comes the rudder. Full right, centre, full left, centre. There's recall, and then we would complete the before taxi checklist. Excellent stuff, looking good and on time. Thank you very much to Aryan Perez, just donated 5 years. Thank you very much, sir. Can't catch the live stream, but already looking forward to watching you absolutely nail the landing tomorrow morning with a fresh cup of coffee. Aryan, you might spill your coffee. This approach is not easy to desktop sim, but thank you very much for your donation. So have a great afternoon, and I hope you'll enjoy the content we'll see later. Cool, right, we just need to request taxi and get on our way. Busy here in Istanbul today. Alpha Bravo 1, what will the prize be today? It'll be some merchandise, probably the mug again, or perhaps something from the X-Plane store. I haven't decided yet. Ikri 002, thank you very much for the £3 donation. My 6-year-old son has joined me watching you. Has been saying he wants to fly airplanes ever since he started talking SpongeBob. And don't trigger his interest. All he wants to see is aircraft landings. Bless you all, Captain. Thank you very much, Ikri 0002. And hello, Junior 0002, Ikri 0002. Hope you're doing well, young man. And yeah, go for it. Aspire to be a part would be really cool. Right, we'll grab the taxi clearance now. Alpaca 7 Alpha Mike request taxi.
Alpaca 7 Alpha Mike, taxi to holding point Delta 8 via Tango 2 and Echo 8.
Taxi holding point Delta 8 via Tango 2 and Echo 8, Alpaca 7 Alpha Mike. Right, where are we going? Yay! So facing north. So go straight ahead. Here's Echo 8 and Tango 2's here, but the whole point we're looking for is Delta 8, which is just here. So we need to hold in that position there, and I've got that chart right in front of me as well on Delta 8. So let's release the parking brake. Let's do a config check. There we are. No takeoff config warning, and off we go to Calvi. Bit more thrust here. Uh, 737 people watching. How befitting Infinite Flight Day. Well, thank you very much, guys. Don't forget to smash the thumbs up. We are going. What was it for today, Marina? 943 likes. That's every single nautical mile between here and Calvi. So that's what we're going to go for, guys. Don't forget to smash that thumbs up button. Here we are, coming up to Echo 8. I do love these progressive taxis. But yeah, when you come to a large airport the first time, just take your time, make sure you're happy with where you're going. So there's Echo 8. We are cleared to Deco? Deco 8, Delta 8.
Alpaca 5 Bravo Kilo, cross runway 35
Echo
right,
Deco.
and then after that, clear for takeoff runway 35 left, surface wind 050 degrees, 19 knots.
Oh, they're asking where's the checklist read by Mariana. It's been furloughed. Mariana's been furloughed.
Alpaca 5 Bravo Kilo, thank you.
Can't see very clearly, but here is Delta.
Speed 3906, ready for pushback and start up.
So that is the end of our clearance here. We'll just hold this line here.
06, push answer is approved, face south, QNH 1013, correction 1012.
Pushback approved, facing
There's
south.
the hold.
3906.
50, 40,
Thank
20,
you very
10.
much to Bismarck 9644 for the donation. Thank you very much, sir. $10. Good morning from Ohio. Looking to see more in the US. Bismarck 787 on Discord. Thank you very much, Bismarck 9644 for your donation. Yes, we are going to carry on from Atlanta very soon. Very soon. I'll go into more information about the Discord.
Hold position, please. Hold position.
Alpaca 7 Alpha Mike holding Delta 8.
Alpaca 7 Alpha Mike, continue taxi to holding point Charlie 1 Alpha.
Taxi holding point Charlie 1 Alpha Alpaca 7 Alpha Mike. So Charlie 1 Alpha. There is Delta Echo Mike. Charlie 1 Alpha is the next hold point just here for the runway.
35 right, and then line up runway 35.
Off we go. Yes, we're gonna. Sorry, Bismarck. We're gonna carry on from Atlanta next week. I'm gonna do a stream on Sunday. I haven't decided where we're going to do, and then after that one on Sunday, we're gonna do the next few flights in America. So, or next, I don't know if we're gonna do them all in a row, but we're gonna leave Atlanta, go further south. I think Orlando and Miami. I haven't discussed it. Then we're gonna go back through the middle, but we're gonna go back in the US very soon. Don't worry.
20, 10.
So here's Charlie 1 Alpha, next hold point, next sort of 35 right, where we're actually to depart from.
This is from your alpaca family.
Oh, thank you very much. Who was that? Burak. Oh, Burak. Oh, my goodness me. You can't see it because you're watching the YouTube chat. You just donated $80. What? I know. Burak, for goodness sake. I know you requested this route last week. You're the one that read Can We Go to Calvi last week. That's very, very kind, so I don't even want to say. Thank you very much, Burak, and you're most welcome for me streaming this. Is any of the members, if you want me to do a particular sector a lot, you know, keep pushing me and we'll do it. And Burak, your continued support is very, very kind of you, and best regards to your partner as well. Very, very kind.
Continue.
Oh my ears as well. Thank you very much, Jason Kitchen, who's just bought the official Flight Deck Sim mug. Thank you. Finally getting myself some merch. Oh, I missed the rest of the comment because it comes so quickly. Yeah, what does that say? I can't read it. I can't read what he said. Oh, thank you very much, sir. Enjoy your Flight Deck Sim mug. Don't forget, guys, we are going to be doing a quiz later for you to win the Flight Deck Sim mug as well. But thank you very much for jumping and going and getting one yourself. Very kind. Right, better ask for further clearance here. Our Tower Alpaca 7 Alpha Mike holding Charlie 1 Alpha.
Alpaca 7 Alpha Mike, cross runway 35 right and 35 left. After that, continue taxi to holding point Alpha 1 Bravo via Bravo 1 Alpha and Alpha.
Taxi cross 35 right, 35 left, Alpha 1 Bravo via Bravo 1 Alpha and Alpha Alpaca 7 Alpha Mike. That's a taxi and a half. So Bravo 1 Alpha, clear to cross both runways. And then we're going to go up to Alpha, which is up here to the whole point Alpha 1 Bravo. So it's all the way basically. So again, when we've been cleared to cross a runway, we confirm we are cleared left and clear right. There's nothing there on the approach or taking off. All good.
Approaching 3,
CMS
5,
Bowie, Captain,
right.
any info as to when ops will start for your airline and others in the UK? No information at all. The operator have been very good actually. Weekly messages, sometimes daily in certain cases. They're doing everything they can to get us all flying. We all want to go flying, but we've got to respect the isolation rules. We're on the same boat, to see most of you in the airline industry, but no, I'm grounded. My 4-week roster is empty. It just says COVID-19 on it. They put a little code in for that. But yeah, hopefully sooner rather than later. So again, crossing another runway now. Need to confirm clear left and clear right.
Approaching 3, 5 left.
Alpaca 5 Bravo Kilo negative. Clear for takeoff from 3-4 left. Okay, good takeoff from 6 left. Alpaca 5 Bravo Kilo.
So there's our colleague.
2Jet001 contact. Istanbul approach on frequency.
So there's our Bravo 1 Alpha. So next right's going to be Bravo. So that was the second one's Echo. And then we're going to take a left here onto Alpha. Oh, the other aircraft took off from there. We should have requested that. I should think there's a lot of Turkish Airways aircraft parked up here at the moment. Huge airline now. So there we are, next left onto Alpha 1, and then we're going to hold Alpha 1 Bravo.
Holding point Charlie 5 Alpha. Runway 17, turn right to Charlie 5 Alpha. Right, Charlie 5 Alpha.
Perfect, and then here's Alpha here. Oh, don't try and turn more than 10 knots, by the way. Now, the nose wheel now would be scraping and be going around the front here.
Alpaca 820, cross runway 35.
If you ever listen to a 737 taxiing, if you find a video on YouTube and listen to when the nose wheel turns, you get this awful scraping sound if it's too quick. There's Alpaca 5 Bravo Kilo. Alright, better do the before takeoff checklist now. So config we checked, flaps we have 5, green light, stab trim set for departure is 6 units, takeoff briefing, packs are, auto bleeds are on, the V-speeds are set, 41, 41, 45. Our SID now is the other one. Fade 2 Charlie.
Ryanair 17.
Climb straight ahead, Fox, drop Mike 011, Akua Vaden, I think it was. Stop climb 8,000 feet, because the transition altitude is quite high here, so don't set standard after departure. NADP 2, according to the documentation. And that is it. Reviewed cabin, we'll imagine is secure. Checks are complete. We'll notify the cabin that we're ready for departure as well. Flicking that in the ZIBO mod.
Contact Istanbul Patrol QC 120.45, bye-bye. Over to 120.450, Alpine 6 to Alpha, thank you.
I hope I'm on the taxiway still. Oh no, I'm not.
Alpha 5 Bravo Kilo.
That's the problem, you can't look outside with your head's down like that. Flight director's on. Oh, that was the second thing I forgot to do. Well done to Noah Featherstone. Just spotted that. You win our virtual prize. Show still undecided. Thank you very much. So we were cleared to Alpha 1 Bravo. Got to make sure you take off on the right runway here, not 34 right, not 34 left. Alpaca 7 Alpha Mike approaching Alpha 1 Bravo, 34 right, ready for departure, 34 left.
Alpaca 7 Alpha Mike, clear for takeoff runway 34 left, surface wind 050 degrees, 19 knots.
Runway 34 left, cleared for takeoff, Alpaca 7 Alpha Mike. So we've been cleared for takeoff, so we can cross this runway, and then don't take off on the wrong runway. That's going to require some explaining.
Approaching 34 right.
But yeah, there we go. That just confirms. That's why RAS is very useful, because it will tell you, look on the ND and orally that you're on the correct runway. We're looking for 34 left. So takeoff clearance we have. I forgot to turn these on whilst taxi. Guys, where's my first officers today?
Final for runway 34 left.
So that's all good. LNAV, auto throttle.
Alpaca 5 to Tango, hello.
Approaching 34 left.
Radar is on. So MCP is set. Transponder TA. RA strobe lights are on. Landing lights are on. We've been cleared for takeoff. Before takeoff checklist is complete. Our colleagues are on final as well. We are. Our inaugural Istanbul Calvi sector is live.
On runway
Not sure if this would be a very viable
left.
sector in real life, but anyway, 40%. Toga's in chat. Let's get on our way to Calvi. Laps time coming on. 40% stabilised. Push Toga. Set to take off thrust. Light forward pressure on the control column. Takeoff thrust set indications normal. Crosswinds coming in from the right, so I'm having to use left rudder at the moment to maintain centerline. The worst possible timing, Jack. What are you doing?
80 knots.
Checked. So, keep that aileron into wind, not too much, otherwise the spoilers will deploy, which you don't want. Just keep the wings level during rotation with a crosswind.
V1.
Rotate 2 to 2.5 degrees per second, maintain that centerline with rudder, keep the wings level with aileron, and we're airborne, and then neutralise the rudder. There you can see it, weather cockpit gears coming up. Now nav. See you later, Istanbul. We will be back.
1,000.
120.45, thanks to ATC Alpaca 7 Alpha Mike. Bye now. Perfect, so Command A bugging up. So you want to wait on the RT until you selected flaps up, get the flaps retracted, and then contact the next frequency. So there's V2 plus 15, select flaps 1. And flaps coming up. Departures, good day, Alpaca 7 Alpha Mike Vaden 2 Charlie, passing 2,200 for altitude 8,000 feet.
Alpaca 7 Alpha Mike, hello departure, identified, climb flight level 240.
Climb flight level 240, Alpaca 7 Alpha Mike. So, 240 is set.
Departure, Ryanair 17 on...
Can I go VNAV, set standard.
3,000 feet.
Passing 33, flight level 240 after takeoff. Check those gears up and off, the brakes coming to off. Off. Air conditioning and pressurisation. Diff pressure now 1.8 climbing. Temperatures are all set. Release the cabin crew. There we are. After takeoff checklist is complete, and here we are over the Black Sea. Warfare 4 XP I downloaded for this area as well. Looks very, very good. Actually, that SID's a lot shorter, to be fair. So I'm going to take a straight fade in. Who here in chat has cranked their head round like this after departure to see the runway? We've all done it. I still do it from the flight deck. Can't quite see it now. Oh, no, a little bit too late, guys, but we've all done it. There we are. You always go, that's where we started our takeoff roll. I'm still in awe of it, honestly, guys. Clock's on. Logistics, what water plugging are you using? None. This is default X-Plane 11 water. AKH747 going to get some lasagna. See you later. Amazing. I don't have a lasagna emoji. That's brilliant. Thank you very much. Awesome. Brendan, what time will the quiz start? I reckon an hour's time. Flight time's around 2 hours 20. So I reckon. Oh look, VNAV path. That's because I forgot to push out at event. That's a. Now why isn't out at event doing anything here? ZIBO, if you're in chat, out at event's not working. VNAV. VNAV out. Now it's working. N1 VNAV speed. So yeah, that's a little bug there. It should delete the restriction in the FMC. Yeah, I reckon we'll do the quiz in about an hour. So 1700 Zulu. So 6 o'clock in the UK. Let's set it for that time. So yes, if you have things to do, like eat lasagna, or have something else to do, come back in there for the quiz, that would be grand. Thank you very much, Esben Emborg, who's just super chatted. Any catering today with 3 beers? Yes, we've got our new crisp range, alpaca crisps. They are very tasty. They're very similar to beef. And, you can grab yours here. A special promotion today as well. Buy one for €12 or 2 for 20. Absolutely up to you. But they are very flavoursome. Thank you very much for your donation. Right, passing 100 from 240. Pre-cruise checks. Fuel 6 pumps. We've got 1300 in centre. Lights coming off. Logo's off. APU's off. Pressurisation 4.2. Climbing. Set. Nice and smooth today. Pretty cool. And our check's complete. No wind today, look at that. 6 knots. Lovely. So that's the sea breeze. It was quite windy down in Istanbul, but it's just the sea breeze coming in there from the Black Sea. Now, I'm really disgusted at my... I can't remember what it's called. What do you call the wind coming from the sea to land? Oh my goodness me. It's been a very long time since I did my NTPL exams. What do you call that wind? You know, the sea breeze. There's a name for it. It comes from the sea to the beach, and at night it goes in the other direction. I completely forgot what it's called. Sea breeze? No. Sea breeze, that's what I would have said. But you know, in Portuguese.
Alpine 62 Alpha contact anchor center 136.679.
Someone in chat will get it. No, sea breeze, coastal. It's got a more scientific, not coastal wind. Sea. No, there's another term. Is it anabatic, catabatic? It might be that, Bill. Tidal wind, I can't remember. My brain's gone. My brain goes to mush whilst I'm streaming. You do realise that. Where's Google when you mean it? No, yeah, adiabatic is up a hill, not that one. Really, I've been reading the good quiz question. Yeah, I know, don't Devs. I'll be in the same position as everyone else. Hurricane, unbelievable. Sea breeze, sea breeze, yes, but I swear there's a more technical term for it. You know how they like to use these technical terms, or squeeze a little bit of Latin when they can. Oh, cool to have ATC though from Istanbul. Anthony Teal, yeah, of course, former meteorologist. It is sea breeze. Okay, I thought I honestly swear, Anthony, there was some more technical term for it. I didn't want to say sea breeze and make myself look like an idiot. But if it's coming from yourself.
Yeah, but he's done that job like 50 years ago, so he wouldn't know.
Yeah, yeah, it was about 50 years ago. He wasn't a meteorologist, wasn't it?
Ancient.
Back in the day. That's Mariana, by the way. Lovely. So geographically, where are we going to be flying over today? Places we haven't been to that often, that's for sure. So, looks like Serbia.
Alpha 7 Alpha Mike, contact Ankara Center 136.6, bye-bye.
136.6, Alpaca 7 Alpha Mike, thanks for service, mate. What's a good day in Turkish? Someone tell me what good day in Turkish is. Always try and say hello in the country you're flying it over. I do it at work. It's just polite, you know. It's nice to you don't have to. And if you're not sure who you're talking to, you just say center or radar or approach. Oh, how do I pronounce that though? Is it Ia Gunla? Ia Gunla? Merhaba. Merhaba? How do I pronounce this? How do you say hello in Turkish? They spelt it merhaba. Merhaba? Merhaba, is that good? Merhaba. Merhaba, so be it. Ankara Centre, Merhaba, Alpaca 7 Alpha Mike, climb flight level 240 to Vaden.
Alpaca 7 Alpha Mike, radar contact, climb flight level 300.
Climb flight level 300, Alpaca 7 Alpha Mike. So set 300 checked. Just say salam. Yeah, salam. I didn't heard them say that. Learned something new today. Perfect. So yeah, where are we flying over today? So we're in Turkey now. It's Bulgaria, I think, is the next country. Because Sofia, and then we're going to be going overhead Serbia. Serbia is Bosnia, and then Croatia. So Bulgaria, Serbia, Bosnia,
50,
Croatia, split,
40,
and then over
30,
the Adriatic.
20.
There is Island of Corsica. I haven't flown around this part of the world that often. Thank you very much, Will Bewley, coming in there. Will, did you get into Discord first? Morning, what did I miss? Just got here. All so far swimmingly going well, Will. We've left Istanbul. So far, no problems. We'll see later what happens, but all doing well. But yeah, I hope you got back into Discord. We're having a few issues with that yesterday. Ilya Asamala for good evening. Okay. We'll get it sorted, Will. There are a few others that happened to. I don't know why, but some of them got back in. Brilliant. But look at the weather here. Absolutely beautiful here. Well, that's it. Shadow 1, isn't it? A military call sign. I've heard of Shadow before. So there we are. Thank you very much, Turkey, for your accommodation. Here comes Bulgaria. And we still need to go into Sofia as well. It's pronounced Iyak Shamla. Iyak Shamla. Okay. I'll try that on the next one. I'll even write it down. Bill Hall's Sea Breeze is also a cocktail typically consisting of vodka, grapefruit juice and cranberry juice. Bill, I completely forgot, we served that on board Alpaca Airways. Alpaca 7 Alpha Mike, go ahead.
Alpha 7 Alpha Mike, climb flight level 380.
Climb flight level 380, Alpaca 7 Alpha Mike. I think I might have missed him. The way he, when they say just your call sign like that, that means you've missed it. Ah, I can see you in chat, yeah. ITC climb flight level 380. Thanks, guys. Yeah, absolutely gorgeous here. So yeah, we are running Vulcan. You might see the textures are a little blurry. That is, from what I've been told, Vulcan. The textures are compressed in a certain way, but it's not that bad. I mean, even if you look out the window like this, it's acceptable. What's important is the fact that I'm getting 40 frames per second. And that's with my sliders jammed up. Is that for me as well?
Monitor Unicom 122.8, thank you for the service, Alpine 62 Alpha.
That's my colleague. I can see on that traffic, oh, there's loads of aircraft going to Calvi. This could be interesting. Oh no. Oh dear. I think the approach is actually favouring the straight-in approach as well.
Destination via radar vectors departure. Initial altitude 10,000 feet. Departure runway is runway 09.
50, 40, 30.
Thank you very much, Gary C. coming in with a £5 donation. Thank you, sir. Just a small donation for everything you do securities. That's very kind, Gary. Thanks for donating again. You're most welcome, and it's my pleasure. It's a real lifeline for me whilst I'm off too. Don't forget, you know, it's keeping me current, and it's great that it's grown to this size, and I'm able to share it to so many people now. So it's really kind. Thanks, Gary.
Shadow 1, flight of 2, ready for departure.
What's the chat here without Dettol? Oh, Dougal, the light button has been freshly disinfected, guys.
Shadow 1, you are clear for takeoff runway 0.
Minimums.
I usually fix it, but it didn't in that case. Oh dear. Right, bank angle going to 10. Thank you very much. I just about heard that through the deafening noise through VATSIM. That was a new member coming in. Luke. 122.8 Alpaca 7 Alpha. My face to ATC. Bye bye. There we are. Back onto Unicom. No ATC for now. Yeah. Thank you. Sorry very much, Luke. Gruchas, who's just joined as a member. Welcome aboard, sir. You'll get all the exclusive members-only content through our Discord. Thank you very much. Glad you enjoyed the content, sir. I like that, Dougal.
50, 40, 30.
Thank you very much, Dominic Orsini, for coming with a donation, $2, sir. When are you going on tour in the USA? Thank you very much, Dominic. As asked by Bismarck just prior to departure, we will carry on from Atlanta next week. I'm going to probably do another 2-sector day. Orlando, Miami. I haven't decided what the exact routing is. It might change, and then we're going to go a little bit northwest, so up towards Chicago way, somewhere in between. I haven't decided exactly, and then a little bit on the west coast, so LA, Vegas. But yeah, you know, I'm sorry for being bits in between. I want to jump back into 200, as I said, to do a bit more INS, because obviously the sim crashed last time. I've also purchased the Mad Dog, the MD-80, last week, which I haven't even opened it up yet. I haven't even flown it. Just want to, because that's been asked a lot. We'll do that at some point. That would probably be a good aircraft to take to the States, to be fair. I've got the Concorde. That is coming, guys. I know you guys really want to see Concorde. That will probably come at 45 or 50k as a sort of special. But I've got loads, but I literally have 200-300 ideas or flights. The destination request, I keep a list on my PC, is over 100. A lot of them have already been to. I'm trying to go to places which are sometimes new, but yeah, lots of different things. Freckles Aviation, that is exactly what I was thinking. Do a bit in the US, and then go back to John F. Kennedy, and then we come back to the UK. I did see Spitfire RAF 100, and there is a Vulcan available now. That would be pretty epic. Seb Slater, is it the Rotate MD? I think it is. It's the one I got off the X-Plane store. yes, there will be the inaugural Alpaca supersonic flight. That would be. We've achieved many things on our streets, but we are yet to go supersonic. We've landed on an aircraft carrier. We've landed in London City in a plane that we shouldn't have. We've done the shortest commercial runway for the 737, the Santos Dumont runway. Loads and loads and loads. Oh, hello, buddy. You okay? Jack now is sick of us streaming more often, aren't you? Yeah, you had a massive walk. You still want the attention, don't you? Yes. Alright, unbelievable. Oh, yes, Black Eye, we landed on a beach as well. Lynx Venom 8, are you in the UK? Yes, sir. A little bit of weather here. So the weather radar on the mod is quite a basic one. There's no tilt function. I don't know if it has like an auto scan. I don't know how it's modeled, but I think it looks at active sky weather and just plonks it there on the weather radar. Oh yes, Nightbot's just posted a useful link. If you want to check this out, this is from the French kind of aviation authorities. It's a document written by local pilots at the airport, by Air France and HOP, I think, and it's the official guidance we're going to follow to fly the approach thing. Need to do Saba. Yeah, we've got to go there. Thanks for all the Jack emojis in chat as well. Burke, when you will let Jack land, probably do a better job than I could. Bhutan approach, yeah. Oh, these are all loads of stuff we need to do. I need to do. I've got the Twin Otter, and I think I might do sooner rather than later the Twin Otter into. Is it Nepal? What's the little airport on the hill? I completely forgot. The infamous, very dangerous
40,
airport to fly into.
30,
thank you very much,
20,
temporarily grounded, for
10.
a very generous $20. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the continued great content. Well, thank you very much, temporarily grounded. Hope you're doing well. Guys, go check out his channel as well, because he has a home-built simulator. Are you running it on the ZIBO mod? I can't remember, but I've seen some of your videos. It's a heck of a thing. But yeah, fantastic. Thank you very much as well. And you know, if you have any more questions, you feel free to ask in Discord. It's what it's all about. And thanks to Mike as well. I know you're around here for doing that. Luca, that's it. Luca, however you pronounce it. You know my pronunciations is well off the wall. Caribbean in the Twin Otter. It's about 20 million different things I could do. There really is. But, yeah, I haven't decided what we're going to do on Sunday yet. I was thinking that back in the 200 to go do the DME arc, but we'll see. Anyway, there we are. 38,000 feet, 20 minutes. Remember what I said to you guys? Burn around 2 tons to get up here. There we are. Burns about 1,1800 kilos. Lord Pringles, do pilots need visas as they fly from place to place? No. Actually, you know what? I'm not 100% sure, actually. On the long haul ones, maybe you do need a temporary visa. But you're only there for a short amount of time. Now, what? What? Who? Anthony. Oh god. Anthony. This Alpaca Airways Top and Climb brought to you by Kate Middleton's Crocs and Socks. Look what you started flying into. Thank you very much, Anthony. Excuse me. Thank you very much for subscribing as well, Mohammed Azim. Welcome aboard, sir. Logistics, show us your face. I don't have one. If I was to show you your face, it'd just be pixelated. Honduras, that's a good place to go to as well. Versatile Life, do you stay at the same hotel chain every time your company flies, or do you change when you have an overnight? It depends where we are going, and there's no chain. They have multiple contracts with hotels, and they'll just put you in one of them. I've stayed at different hotels at different destinations. Sorry, I've stayed at different hotels at the same destination. Done Gatwick Challenge as well. There's loads. There's loads more we could do. I might do a proper video on the Gatwick Challenge. We'll see. I had loads of people make videos on Instagram and stuff, and tag me in the story that the Gatwick Challenge. It was really cool. Guys, what I'm going to do then, I'm going to fill in the flight plan, like I did a couple of streams ago. So a lot of guys said they like that, and then I'll post it on Instagram so you can see our ETAs for the sector. Because it's the same flight plan format we use. The first thing we need to do is work out our takeoff time. So 13 minus 22, or 14 minus 22, 12. So we're airborne at 52. Okay, 52. 15:52. And now I'm going to fill in the flight plan. 52, 53. I'm not going to bore you. Do a fuel check as well at the first one, so you can see exactly how we do it in real life. I think I've even got a tutorial on me doing this, so you can learn how to use the Simbri flight plans properly. 12, 22, 34. Hopefully I won't make a mistake. If you do, it's annoying to fix. That's definitely right so far. 59. Uh, 17, 10. I just realised I'm going to have to take several pages of pictures. 41. Zero, 1, 18, 17. So 1817 on the flight plan. FMC says 1808. That is underestimating it hugely. I just want to make sure I've added this up correctly. 25 plus this. That's correct. Fuel at top of climb. What have we got here? 78. 88. We had about 8.9 tons of fuel at top of climb, so we've got plenty of fuel. Remember we took extra. Fuel burn. So it's around 2 tons. We've already been here, so I'd say 1900. So again, we burnt more fuel than expected. And last waypoint was, well, we can't do a fuel check until we get to Ogata, so I've filled in the flight plan for now. What I'll do is take some pictures and I'll post that on Instagram. The ETA is off slightly. I don't know why exactly. I think it's to do with the approach, to be fair, that's flown in. Right, let's post that so you guys can have a look.
50.
Also
40,
on Instagram,
30,
you can find a little document
10.
I made myself, a picture of the approach we're flying, so where we're going to break off, so you can follow me whilst I'm flying the circle
Thank
to
you
land.
for all your professional help and direction over the last 2 years.
Oh.
We have texted several times. Mike Hartley M777. PPL Ormond Beach, Florida 25 years back.
Oh, thank you very
50,
much, Mike. I
40,
remember.
30, 20.
Thank you very much as well,
10.
Tim Waters. I'll just say, firstly, thanks to Mike Hartley. Yeah, very kind. Thanks for your very generous donation there. You're most welcome, and yeah, I enjoy doing it, as I've said to the guys here. And I'm obviously able to do a few more streams at the moment because we're grounded. But hopefully back to normality for all of us soon. Thank you very much, Mike. And of course, it'd be none other than the daddy of Discord, Timothy Waters, coming in with a £10 donation. Thank you very much. Just sat her indoors down to watch How to Train Your Dragon. Let's hope it works. Happy landings. Good luck, Tim. Maybe one a Lockwood as well. Thank you very much for the continued support as ever. Very, very kind of you, Tim. Cool. So I'm just gonna, yeah, as I say, on Instagram you will find some promo for the stream. You'll find a picture. It says tomorrow's approach, and you can see what we're going to do after the approach fix Mike Lima 18, brake right, heading 190, and this is based off the official guidance from Air France, which is available publicly, always written by Air France pilots and other pilots of Calvi, which is quite cool. And what I'm going to do now is take some pictures so you can see exactly the flight plan as it should be. Let's post this now. There we are, plus, oh no, don't want to do it on that account. There we go. I hope it's clear enough. So there's the first page, here comes the second page. And what we do, you can follow that flight plan, and you know, you might miss it, I might miss it. When I'm over a certain waypoint, you can actually check the fuel yourselves. You know, you can see along the flight path where we're going, but I know you guys quite like that last time. So yeah, just posted the page of the flight plan. I've just filled in right in front of me. Luciano, thank you for flying to Take all the other. You're most welcome. It was a nice, lovely little sector to do from Warsaw to Berlin, just to test Vulcan, and based on that, I permanently made the switch now to Vulcan, which is pretty good.
50,
Thank you very much,
40,
Danny, again.
30,
Danny, you said
20,
you're tight, don't
10.
have to do this, buddy. I'll try and spot you any comments in chat. Thank you. You're ever going to do London to Cyprus or Summit? Thank you very much, Danny, for your
50,
donation there.
40, 30,
I've got all sorts of
20,
route requests there. We haven't been to
10.
Cyprus as well. That would be quite a long sector, 4 hours. As a rule, I generally try and keep the sectors to
I split this one, half to you and half to Simwings.
Oh, thank you very much, Dougal. Yeah, of course. Well, yeah, that's quite a long sector for us to do. 4 hours or so. I occasionally do it. I've got Cyprus as a request, so I might go from London. But thank you very much, and thank you very much as well, Dougal. Dougal, who's we'll talk about his thing in a second, but he's always donating. I keep telling him to put some into his Simwings project. In this case, he's giving me half to me, myself and Barry, and the other half to Simwings. Thank you very much, Dougal. Guys in chat, please take a look at Dougal McTavish's Simwings project. I've donated quite some of my donations to him, so please feel free to go to his. What he's doing is running a project which essentially puts money into a kitty and helps someone who's not in a position to flight sim and doesn't have the resources or finances to get it. And Dougal, correct me if I'm wrong, but have you already given away your first prize yet? I'm not sure, but I know you recently did a group flight, but I hope you've reached your targets as well. Thank you very much, Dougal. Master Caution, yes, Tesla, that was for the fuel. Hopefully the only one we'll get today. Awesome. So, quiz will be in about 40 minutes, guys. Right over Bulgaria at the moment. Get rid of the Istanbul charts. Look at this weather, though. Absolutely glorious. It's being built as we speak. That's fantastic, Dougal. Really cool. Thanks for subscribing as well, Every Williams. Welcome on board, sir. How many likes are we up to? 432. That's very cool. Thanks, guys. If you just come in, don't forget to smash that thumbs up button. We are looking for, I can't even remember these days, 943 likes. That is because we're travelling 943 nautical miles.
30,
thank you very much.
20, 10.
Thank you. Thank you again, Danny. Danny Lewis giving him another donation. £5. Master Caution, he says. Well, thank you very much. I think you're referring to the fact that we just had the centre tank fuel pumps empty and we've just popped off the Master Caution line. Popped off the pumps and that eradicates the line. So thank you very much again. You do games. Will you buy the Flight Sim 2020 when it comes? I already have a copy, an alpha copy, and I very occasionally have a play of it. And no doubt when it comes out I will purchase the full version. Freckles Aviation, when's the quiz? It's going to be on the hour, 1700 Zulu. That's going to be 6 PM in the UK. Questions are ready. We don't need to worry about that. Guys, if you're new to the stream, we occasionally do every few streams a quiz. Now there's a prize. The prize day is going to be an official Flight Deck to Sim mug, which will be sent to you, dispatched upon the winner of the quiz. And if you've already won the mug, you can get something else. I don't mind at all. A shirt, a tote bag, or if you really want something from the X-Plane store, that's something we could discuss as well. But yes, 10 questions are ready. There'll be 10 questions. We do our absolute best to make sure that whoever's top in chat on our chat display is the first one to answer, gets the point. We do 10 questions. If after 10 questions there's a tie, so there's 4 people that have got one right, 10 people have got one right, or 4 people have 2 right, we do a kind of a bonus question. And all I ask is if you try and refrain from answering, it's not an issue, we can pick it out, and whoever gets the bonus question wins the prize, the 11th question. So yes, we've had prizes we've had €25 X-Plane store card, we had the mug last time, and it's going to become a more frequent affair on the channel. Just having a little thing to give back to you guys, so thank you. Question 1 is 250. I'll give you a clue on the answer for question 1. It's an aircraft. Okay, it's an aircraft, okay? I'm not going to give anything away here. Aviation is the theme, BX7IOS. We've got answers which are aircraft. We've got an answer which is a 4-letter ICAO code. We've got a Morse code answer. One of the answers... That's going to be really interesting in chat. You've got to try and spot that in chat. One of the answers is a Morse code letter. One of them's a call sign. The other is related to meteorology. One's to do with holding. We've got 2 questions which are a quantity. One of them is an engine type, and one of them is a developer. There we are. Some are quite easy, some are quite hard, but they're all answerable. You might want to have Google, and I bet I want to know how many people here in chat have already opened a Morse code translator, so they've already got the page up, so they can point out the letter. How that chat's going to go mental with that. But guys, if you want to shoot off and do anything, make yourself a cup of tea, do whatever you do. We'll be doing the quiz in 35 minutes. That's 6 o'clock in the UK. How can we know it isn't rigged? Yes, right. So let me just repeat something here. If you are a moderator, you can take part, but you cannot win the quiz. Members are able to, and general public as well. But moderators. Marianne is saying no. Should we have moderators as well?
What?
Moderators as well?
No, you said no.
I don't know. So I had decided that moderators are illegible, but but members are eligible.
Fine.
Sorry.
You'll get one of the group flights.
Yes, the group flight will obviously have a bigger prize, but that's it. Everything is rigged. Seen it before. I had this last time. Dougal, yeah, I Dougal, you must, I know, it's just because I had an email in from someone claiming that it was all rigged, and I just ignored it, but I'll think of something for you guys. Hello, Siddad Hassan, hope you're doing well. Poor mods, so I know, Freckles Aviation, you said something in Morse code. That's going to be so hard to see as well. Oh, it's so tiny. Can you see those like dots and dashes? That's what you're going to have
50,
to...
40, 30.
That's what you're going to have to see.
20,
Did I give you a copy
10.
of that? Oh, I have to try and find that. Oh, no, take that one. I found it. Thank you very much, Danny Lewis, again. When you know Morse code. Thank you very much as well for your donation there. I got a little Morse code thing there. Fantastic. Right, guys, what I'm going to do is, what are we into the stream now? We're nearly halfway through the stream. I'm just going to take a quick 5-minute break, just get myself fresh, get another drink, and then we'll start from there. Guys, what do you want? Funky music? Do you want something else on the playlist? I know you guys all like the funky music. I might choose a random one. I'll see what chat says. I'll just take a quick 5-10 minute break, and then we'll continue from there. Funky time, funk all day. Funky. Alright guys, your quest is answered. I need a few more songs though. It's a 30-minute song thing, and it's from like YouTube's royalty free range, but funky, brilliant. Alright guys, I'll stick that on. What I'll also do, I'll just turn off the alerts as well, so I don't, that way you won't be tempted to miss it. So that's done. I've lost my little thing. Right, yeah, guys, I'll be back in about 5-6 minutes. Thanks very much. Thank you very much. Well, thanks a lot, guys, for that brief intermission. I'm back now into the flight deck, refreshed, ready for the second half of the stream. Thank you very much, Danny. I just missed that when I nipped off the toilet. When you know Morse code. Oh, I got that one. Or was there something else? I think I might have missed someone as soon as I left. Oh, Danny, you did donate. Let Mariner land. I'll give you £4. Thank you very much, Danny. Not today. We might do soon a Sunday special where, you know, just for a bit of fun offline. Mariana does something or other, but there's another thing I want to do as well, which, you know, I did the London City in the 737 where unplanned she jumped into stuff. You know, we're always going to do serious streams, but occasionally we'll have a bit of fun. I might do one where we just fire at the mod and we try and find an aircraft carrier and land on it, and then as soon as we've landed on the aircraft carrier, go back and we'll do another Gatwick challenge. So we'll see, we'll see. Listen, what's the playlist called? I'm going to have to open up. I can't remember. It's right. If you go to YouTube, go to YouTube's music section where you can edit to videos and select the genre to funky. It was like quite high up there. It's royalty free. Anyone can grab it. It's one of the ones you can use on the videos. And I basically downloaded 6, merged them all together to like a 30-minute funky track. Yeah, it's quite cool. Who came up with the call sign, Balaz? The reason that we have the call sign is because on Discord I posted a picture a while back of myself with an alpaca. And for some reason when we started talking about making a virtual airline or something, someone said that would be a great call sign, and it just went from there. I don't know who it actually was that picked that out, but yeah, it's just a cool sign anyway. We'll be right foods here, tray table up, tray table down if your food's there. Or are you talking about literally in a home? This here's a little issue with my ortho tile. Sometimes get these, but otherwise we are still en route. There we are, just about to leave Bulgaria. This will be Serbia next. Then from Serbia, I think we're just going into Bosnia and Herzegovina, and then we're going to go to Croatia. For those of you interested on the ETA, 1807. We'll keep an eye on VATSIM. There's a few of us going into Calvi, and I think the wind is actually favouring the straight-in approach anyway. I'm just going to have a look at the latest weather here. Let's have it refreshed in Calvi. Yeah, wind swinging around. It's now coming in from the east, so the wind is actually slightly favouring the straight-in approach. Straight-in approach. So I think we might have to log it off that sim here. The reason is I want to do the circle. That's what this stream's all about. So keep an eye on it. But the wind is now swinging around to become southerly, which is unusual because the winds are from the north, usually the prevailing winds. But yeah, I think, guys, we'll have to log off VATSIM. We'll go as far as we can. As soon as we get close, if there's no ATC, I will log off, just so we can have a crack at the approach. But yeah, at the moment, it's favouring the straight-in landing on runway 18, not the circle to 36. There's no ATC for quite a while of VATSIM anyway. But yeah, that's because it's Friday. The weekend, I think, is going to be very busy. I've just got a few messages on Instagram. Stefan, any quiz today? Yes, quiz is going to be in 25 minutes. Captain Canada's back as well. Hello to you. Got your tray table out, eating lunch, ready to take notes. Yeah, we'll have a look at this full approach briefing, which I got from online. It is the real deal, which is good. So there's the OFP. There's performance, which you don't need. INS manual. This is the one we'll have. We're going to do a full approach briefing. We're going to follow the guides here. This is used by, from what I understand, Air France and HOP Airways. There we go. Page has been produced with the help of Air Corsica, Air France, HOP. It's from the official, the French aviation or French AIC you can get it off their website. So yeah, this is the actual guidance, because there was some kind of conflicting information from what the chart says. The chart says, like with most circling approaches, you need to maintain circling minimum downwind. But if you maintain the circling minimum downwind, you're too high. So you actually have to descend on the downwind leg, sort of turning it from a circle to a visual. But it is still technically a circling approach. And I've practiced this approach 4 or 5 times. I've only once managed to do it completely properly, as in 2 reds, 2 whites at the landing gate. And I'll follow the rules, guys. Like, if we're 4 whites at 300 feet or 4 reds, can it and have another go. We'll see. Second approach, as I said, we might be a little bit more lax on Alpaca Air. You know, Alpaca Airways does have a slightly more less stringent SOPs. Thank you very much to Bill Jutters Fullerton, one of my members, who's just purchased an official Fly Deck Sim mug. Thank you very much. I look forward to seeing your Discord and many a brief from that. Thank you very much, buddy. You should have waited till the quiz. You never know. Thank you very, very much indeed for your continued support and generosity. Very kind, Will. Thank you. Pyro Man, that was crazy. That donation as well. Thank you if you're still around. I will go back to Istanbul for sure soon. Now I found that little airport for it as well. I just realised this little overlay design. Basically, the reason I've got this black box here is because to use Streamlabs OBS and to play, I have to have X-Plane windowed mode. It doesn't work in the full screen mode, unfortunately. But it's worked out quite well with where I have my little thanks tab. I'm just moving you across there, Burax. You're in the centre. Here's my OCD being triggered. Cool. Hussein, are we on Vulcan? Yes, we are. Still that's it though. No ATC at all for the rest of the sector, just looking at the VATSIM map. There we are. Serbia. I've never been to Serbia. I've never been to Bosnia either. And I've never flown to Croatia. Marta, you're a captain now? Yes, got promoted just over a year ago, March 2019. I can remember when I did my first stream for the Kabad. It was very strange because I didn't tell anyone, because it's not the sort of thing you say. I'm not going to say in a public forum, oh, I'm doing the Command upgrade, because you know, for whatever reason, if I can't get through, it's going to be quite embarrassing if you tell everyone. But no, having worked in the sim for 3 years, instructing really helped out. And then I was based away from home for 9 months and got a contract back to my home base, which is brilliant, on a new seasonal contract. So I'm off in the winter, working in the summer. Had the whole winter off, about to go back flying, and then COVID-19. So I've not actually flown this year yet, unbelievably. I had all my sim checks done 3-4 weeks ago, passed all those, but my roster at the moment is blank, like everyone else's. Martin, I thought you were an FO. I was an FO. Every captain was an FO as well. Captain Canada, what was your landing rate the other day? Because I didn't realise you went into Calvi until someone said right at the stream. You thought I was copying you, but I'm sorry if that was the case. But we'd actually planned this one last stream on the Tuesday. But I know V1 simulations went into Calvi as well recently in the 727. It's a popular one with streamers, like all these airports. So Innsbruck's one of the most. I was getting these stupid textures. I mean, that's just X-Plane being X-Plane. All the popular ones, the big popular ones everyone does is Innsbruck, Calvi. We did the river visual in Washington as well. Thunderstorm this time, I hope not. Ben Art, any plans to fly back to East Midlands on a stream? I've no plans at the moment to go there. I do want to go back in the 727. We did a DHL flight, didn't we, from East Midlands to Leipzig. One of the members is making an Alpaca Airways livery for the 72. We might do another cargo flight. We might go East Midlands to Bergamo. Bergamo DHL have a huge hub there, because that'll be a really nice flight. I might do, there's a couple of things I'm going to do recently. I'm going to do a kind of like a night flight, so I actually do a stream a little bit later, at 9 o'clock in the evening. One of the members did ask if I could actually do an early morning stream. The reason is, he's in Australia and he doesn't really care where we go, but he just likes to be able to watch a live stream live, because right now obviously those poor guys are in the middle of their sleep. So yeah, I'm thinking of doing a stream quite soon. As I'm off, I get up at 7 in the morning. We start the stream at 8 AM in the UK, and that just gives a lot of the guys who are in Australia, New Zealand, Asia an opportunity to watch the streams, and perhaps we'll go over to Australia or Japan or something like that, and we'll do some sectors there, but we might do some sectors there. Minus 119. Oh, I don't think we're going to beat that. Have you ever flown to Antalya? I haven't, random, no. ZIBO Pilot, glad you're doing well. Go check that guy's out. His content, he's makes some ZIBO, as you can tell, content too. Hi buddy, I hope you're doing well. Next trip to Germany, I highly recommend the new Nuremberg scenery. It's awesome. Oh, cool. Thank you very much. I'll take a look at that. X-Tesseract, I'm in Australia, it's 2:41 AM now, oh man. X-Tesseract, we're going to do a stream around 9 o'clock in the morning UK time, so a nice time there for you to be able to watch a stream. We'll do some flights in Australia, and I'll set the time, say, 12 hours behind, so it's daytime. I mean, I don't know what sectors in Australia we could do. What's Australia and New Zealand? That's probably quite a long way, and that's going to be a bit boring over the sea, but I might do something like that. If this time suits me, yeah, of course. I think I look at the analytics and I'd say 80% of my viewers fall in within Europe and the US. So obviously I stream when I'm awake. But yeah, I'm thinking of those guys over there. We did do a stream at 9 in the morning once, ages ago, because I think I was on standby at work. And I just got up early and I did a stream because the hand called me. Melbourne to Hobart, that'll be a good flight, okay. That does remind me, if you are new to the channel and you want to see where we have streamed to, I don't know if it's a command on Nightbot, but I do have a map showing every single stream we've ever done to date. I just update it afterwards because I know a lot of people ask, have you been to this, have you been to that, and that's the best way of checking. I'm just checking if I do have a... I do! Exclamation mark destinations. There you go. So if you have a look at that, that's a map I made on Google Maps, which has every single sector. It's also on my video description, all of my video descriptions. It is the third link down. And, it's quite cool if you want to see where we've been. I just upload it. It just takes me 2 minutes after a stream to do it. Alan's story, have you ever flown to Zante? The landing is quite interesting, coming in very close to the sea. I've never been to Zante. Samos is another one people want to see. V1 went in the 727. I watched that. I saw that. I searched because I saw Captain Joe's one. Who hasn't watched that? And I saw that V1 Simpson got up there. Yeah, 727. That is brave, and he's an Airbus guy. So. James MP, what time do early duties usually start and finish, and what time do the lates normally start and finish? It varies, James. Generally, earlies, I'd get up at between 3 and 5 in the morning, between 6 and 8 in the morning, and depending on the day, some days are short. You might just do a 2-sector there and back. Be done by midday. You might do a very long 2-sector day, so to Canary Islands and back. That's 10, 12 hours of flying. You might do 4 sectors in a day. It varies every single day. They're quite good at balancing out, so some days you do shorter and longer, and it averages out over the month. For lates, around the same. A long day you'd start at midday, a short day you'd start at 5 PM, and then yeah, landing around midnight, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, so that's how it is. We don't do any too many scheduled night flights, thankfully. Please fly out of Kaitak. I've never been to Kaitak before. I know you have been to Kaitak. Kaitak's Hong Kong's old airport. That's got a challenging approach. Stuart Linder, what is the reason for a circle to land? I will show you. Here is where we're going. Island of Corsica, the French island of Corsica. And nestled in here is Calvi Airport. Excuse my geography. Where on earth is this flipping airport? Geographic, I'm not sure. There it is, Calvi. I don't actually know where the airport is. There it is. So here is the runway we're landing on here. When an airport is made, they try and make instant approaches to it. They need to make sure that it's clear of all terrain obstacles and something. And certain approaches they just cannot physically build. Now this is the reason why. Here is the runway you imagine facing here, and look at all this terrain just to the south. It is impossible to build an ILS, RNAV, GPS, conventional nav 8 approach straight into this runway because there's too much terrain directly to the south. So what a circle to land is basically an approach onto a runway at an airport. So for example, this approach is to runway 18, and the circle to land is to manoeuvre in a close proximity to the airport to land on a different runway. Now it doesn't need to be necessarily the reciprocal runway, 180 degrees, it could be any runway. So if you for example take, I don't know, let me try and think of an example where they have lots of cross runways. Well, Malaga has 1, 2, runway 13. You could circle at most airports. They'll have a minimum sort of circling approach. It's just to position the aircraft in close proximity to land on a different runway to the approach. They're quite challenging because you have to manoeuvre close to the ground. There's quite strict criteria. You can't go below the circling minimums whilst you're manoeuvring until you're established on final. There's an area at which you have to be within of the landing runway, which is 4.2 miles for a 737. You can't be more than 4.2 miles away to manoeuvre. If you're outside of that, you can't guarantee that you're going to be clear of all obstacles and terrain. So there's all sorts of legal implications of it, and it's challenging because you're hand flying, or you can maximise the automation if you need to, but you're manoeuvring close to the ground, close to the airport, and yeah, it's one of the most challenging aspects. I've done a few circles as well. They do happen. Very rarely. It's usually airports where they can't cater it. Pisa is a place where I've done one. But yeah, they're challenging. I'll try and demonstrate and brief it in full today. Thank you very much to Dean Bailey, who's just joined as a member. Welcome on board, so glad you enjoyed the content. And you'll get all the exclusive members-only content as well through our Discord. Ifran, yes, Tesla guy, if you have downloaded to the Istanbul airport scenery, there was an airport data file you had to download separately, which you have to overwrite. Make sure you back it up first, though, just in case you make a mistake and it's corrupted, because that can really screw up your explain learning. Chuck Tester, what are your sensitivity settings? I think they're all sat at 35%. Stuart Lindell, thank you, that makes sense. Yeah, that was a bit of a mouthful. We've got another 10 minutes until the quiz. Martin Dowsford, how long have you been a pilot? Well, commercially I've been flying the 737 for nearly 10 years. It'll be 9 years this year, 10 years next year. Before that, I'd been flying about 6 years, so yeah, 15, 16 years, more than half of my life now. Started with gliders. I worked at a local gliding club when I was younger, towing around gliders, and instead of being paid, this is when I was 15, 16 years old, so getting paid, they gave me gliding lessons. When I was 17, 18, 19, 20, as most of you well know, I worked at a local supermarket selling chickens, which everyone always finds very amusing. I worked after school, I didn't go to worked 40 hours a week doing that, selling chickens, saving up what money I could, and then I went to flight training school, took a load out, secured it against my parents' house, which was very kind. Chicken, yeah, I knew that was coming, Will. And yeah, I took the loan out, managed to get a job, been paying the flight training loan off ever since. Well, I finished paying it off a few years ago, which is, yeah, I just worked hard, did what I wanted to do. Stop, I'm an absolute idiot. They often like to reference the fact that I used to sell chickens. Chicken runner, chickens. Oh dear. Drift Physics, what do you think about Swiss 100? I've heard of him. He's kind of like amusing things. I know he's very popular and stuff, but I don't generally watch that sort of stuff on YouTube. But yeah, I know he's very popular. I've heard of Air Force and Proud. But yeah, I've watched some of their stuff and it is funny. Like, you know, they are amusing. Obviously, we take a slightly different attempt at, because my channel, that's what my unique selling point is. The same with V1 simulations, you know. We like to take our time, and I've enjoyed every second since I've started this channel, you know, giving back. I mean, when I started making tutorials back in, well, was it 3 years ago now, there was a lot of effort, a lot of work went to that, but I enjoyed it. And when I started streaming as well, I further enhanced and enjoyed that. But it was actually Explain 11 the invite the ZIBO mod. That's what I'm quite proud of my work. I mean, the amount of hours I've spent testing the mod. I mean, I wouldn't say it's past 1,000 hours now testing the mod, providing feedback, and I think it's quite nice to claim. I don't know if it's 100% true, but I'd be quite surprised if the ZIBO mod isn't the most downloaded freeware aircraft in the history of desktop flight simulation, really. And to see how it's developed from when I started using it, from when it was already good, but to now having it working as it is, it's still a bit buggy here and there. There's a few little things here, but you've got to forget, this is a free product, and to be a part of that, and to be recognised for that as well. A lot of people always say, you know, thanks for making the effort into the ZIBO mod, and I've enjoyed it, because when ZIBO asks me something, I can go, oh, I'll double check that, I look it up in the manual, I've refreshed my knowledge on that area, I'm like, oh, that's great, fed it back, and it works in the mod, which is cool. Elias, have you had this quiz yet? No, in 10 minutes, sir. 10 minutes on the hour. 51. It is coming. Random, you're going to play Flight Sim 2020 and when it's released and quit X-Plane? I don't think I'll ever quit X-Plane. It's a brilliant simulator. It is the current desktop simulator, and I know I don't like to be. I don't want anyone going, oh, Flight Data Sim said this. I have never had prepared, but you know, I'm comparing FSX to X-Plane 11, and you see, you know, on some of these approaches, and I always point it out, look at the physics and the dynamics of the aircraft, especially in the flare. You know how it just continues descending, the way turbulence with it's so much better in that respect. But yeah, I know Prepared, to be fair, one thing that is good about Prepared is that they have plenty of decent aircraft available, really high quality. PMDG obviously being one of them, which I used in my tutorials, is a fantastic product. It is great, and if you want to be flying on the autopilot all the time, the systems is fine, but if you want to be flying in a 20 knot crosswind and stuff like that, you know, you want to be getting X-Plane 11 for the realism and the handling and dynamics of that. Danny Lewis again going with a £4.99 donation. Thank you very much. Let Marion land. I'll give you £4. He's the second time he's done that. Not today. She will do one soon, Danny Lewis, on a special edition stream. It's very kind of you to donate, but hold yourself back there, sir. We will get Mariana to do something. Not today. Hashtag free Mariana. Yeah, she's trapped here in isolation with myself, having to endure my streams. You've been enjoying it though a little bit, haven't you?
Sorry?
You've been enjoying helping out, haven't you?
Yeah.
You know, actually, she's on Discord. She'll be keeping me fed. Thank you very much again for the donation, anyway. Dave Hagan, where do you put the wind info in the CDU? Legs page, route data. You can update all the waypoints there. Descent forecast page to put in the winds, which we'll do later on. I haven't even got any quiz music. I knew I wanted to get quiz music for the stream today, but I forgot to do it.
Should I do the music?
No, you're not doing the music.
Look at that.
They can't see that, thankfully. David Van Grant, for cloud textures, do you use Active Sky? Yes, I use Active Sky. It's not detailed, the simple clouds. They look fine. Pretty happy with how the sim looks, to be fair. See, look, the frames have dropped a little bit here. I've set it to go between 30 and 40, but I think that's when it loads your phone. I was getting spikes down to 20, but I can hear the PC whirring. At least it's now at a point where it won't boot me off that sim. Cool. Not long to go, guys. 5 minutes. Quiz is ready, pen's ready, so we can note the answers. It will be a good one. And Avoid, have you ever thought of doing cargo? Nope, very happy at my current outfit. Thank you very much, Captain Monster, for just joining as a member. I think I even caught on chat when I launched this stream yesterday that you were thinking of becoming a member. But thank you very much. Welcome on board, sir. You'll get all the exclusive members-only content. You'll be able to take part in our group flights, our Discord chat. You'll be able to answer any questions. And thanks to Pilot Mike, I know he's in and out the chat today, for his input too. We've got a nice little community growing there, and yeah, a nice friendly environment where you can ask whatever you want there. Thank you very much. Welcome on board, sir. Freckles Aviation, let me find the answer to Discord. Shut up. Cheeky kid. There's no favouritism here at all between. You're just as likely to win it if you're a non-member between a member. It was just coincidental last time a member won. Pilot Mine, thank you. Thumbs up. Oh, Siri always gets sent off here. Guys, up to 521 likes. Thank you very much to everyone that has liked the video so far. we are going for... I keep forgetting. It's not the sort of stuff I have to worry about on a day-to-day basis at work. Where's my notepad gone? Here it is, to my joystick. 943 likes for the 943 nautical miles we are flying. We are over halfway to that target today. Thank you very much for subscribing, the Flight Surgeon. Thank you very much, sir. Welcome aboard. Thanks, Finley. Finley, you'd make a fantastic first officer if I was ever flying and I went, damn, how many likes do I need today? AHK 747, this is work now. Yeah, it's like a part-time job. Thank you very much to Alex Krylov, who's just joined as a member. Welcome aboard, sir. Thank you very much for your dedicated support there. Amazing. Cavoc everywhere in Europe. NDMNZ, the weather's been lovely. It's such a shame that I can't fly because ever since moving to the left-hand seat, there's only two things I ever want on a normal working day. Cavoc and an ILS. That's all I ever wish for these days. Thank you very much, Alex. And nice crew, but all our crew are very nice. Always have good fun days out. Mika, I wonder when you'll show yourself. It'll be a long, long time before I do that. Like I said, some people actually believe I don't have a face. There we are. Approaching Sarajevo. Bosnia and Herzegovina. I can never pronounce that properly. I don't think this will be Croatia. I have flown over this part of the world before. Done plenty of flights down to Greece, Athens, Corfu. Here comes the Adriatic Sea. He's the Stig. Love that. You ever wondered where the Stig's gone? Have you ever actually asked yourselves that, guys? Therefore, do you think gliders are safe? Very safe. Absolutely fine. Yes, you've only got one shot at the approach, but they're very easy to control. Ooh, did I miss that?
50,
Oh, Stuart Liddell, thank
40,
you very much, sir.
30,
Thank you for the brilliant
20,
entertainment. I'm glad you like my
10.
picture of my marriage under the Vulcan bombers. Stuart, of course, you messaged me on Facebook the other day. Thank you very much, Stuart. You're most welcome. And yeah, thanks for that picture. It's really epic. Getting married under the Vulcan. Very, very good. But yeah, feel free to answer any questions. Like I said, I don't give as much time to the social media feeds now as I do to Discord. That's the priority at the moment. And I know if you have messaged me on the social media feeds, guys, I just cannot get back to all of them now. It is insane. Usually after a stream, I mean, I even showed the guys on Discord, I had 25 message requests on Instagram after yesterday's last stream, and on Facebook too. It's just too much. I try and reply to as many YouTube comments as possible, but certainly when I go back to work as well, it's going to be a little bit more difficult so that I have the time now to be able to sit at home and help you out as much as possible, but I'll do what I can. But thank you very much, Stuart. That's kind. Flight Surgeon, which 737s do you specifically fly? The next generation, NG. Amy Parent, can we participate in the prize but not compete for the prize? Got one already. Oh, of course you can, Amy. And if you win again, because you were half of the other members, you'll get another prize. Absolutely. Everyone is always available to take part. Guys, 25 seconds until the quiz. Unbelievable. Did you see
50,
that?
40, 30.
Mariana, question for
20,
you from Danny Lewis. Mariana,
10.
can you confirm that your boyfriend has a face and body?
I plead the fifth.
Plead the fifth. Well, I always wear a white helmet. Thank you very much, Danny Lewis, again. Guys, it is time for the Flight Deck to Sim quiz. Here comes the clock. There we are, 6 o'clock local in the UK. 10 questions coming up. If you are new to the chat, this is how it's going to work. Everyone can answer the question. Mariana is keeping a close eye on chat. Do bear in mind when you put your answer in, the order could be different to what we are seeing. We're going to go off whatever we see first. 10 questions. We'll keep a record of who is going to who got the answer first. After 10 questions, if we have a winner, they'll win the prize. If after 10 questions there's a tie, we'll ask the question, the 11th bonus question. Whoever answers that first from the tie will win the prize, which will be a Flight Deck to Sim mug, we dispatch to you. We'll do it either two ways. If you're happy to give me your address, I'm happy to dispatch that directly from Teespring. If not, I'll transfer via PayPal the money for that, and you can choose to get something else if you wish, but it's completely up to you. But yeah, that is the prize, the Flight Data Sim, official Flight Data Sim bug. And here we go. Here comes question number 1. The first desktop simulator game I owned myself was Microsoft Flight Simulator 2002. What aircraft featured on the front cover of the standard non-professional edition? I need the full name. Oh my god. No, not that. The non-professional edition. 747 was the professional edition. Oh, I seen someone, but I don't know if it's the top one. Micro, yeah, I saw it. Micro. It's a Cessna Caravan on the non-standard professional edition. I hope it's the same as it was in Europe as it was the US. But we did see it was Micro who? Micro Rizzle. I did see it coming up. Oh, everyone said 747, but I checked that. The 747 was on the professional version. The Cessna Caravan was on the non-professional edition. But certainly, I still have the copy, and it's certainly a Cessna Caravan on mine. Ooh, controversial. But 100% got that. I'm trying to see where the actual correct answer was. It was so quick now. Yeah, Micro Rizzu, Cessna Caravan, correct. Cessna Caravan, you got it. Right. Micro Rizzu coming in with the first question. Here's question number 2. LF Wade International Airport, formerly named Bermuda International Airport, is the sole airport serving Bermuda. What is the airport's ICAO code? The 4-letter ICAO code. Freckles Aviation coming in with the correct answer. Freckles Aviation, TXKF. That is correct, Freckles Aviation. Here they all come in now. Thank you very much. I'm very sorry, Nightbot sometimes does not like this. Freckles Aviation, did you get that? Jack wants to get through. Okay, we'll have to wait for a second. Okay, got that. This one is going to be hard. This one is going to be so hard. I'm regretting this one, guys. All right. Don't be careful. Don't spam this. Try and get. This might not work. Here we go. What is Morse code for the letter Z? Morse code for the letter Z.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Thanks, whoever that was. Give me 2 seconds.
New to aviation.
Freckles Aviation
Love
again.
watching
Dash
your
stop
videos.
dot. Oh.
Trying to learn all the lingo. Keep up the good video.
Oh, thank you very much, Off Calex said, for donating £50. Very kind of you, said. New to aviation. Love watching your videos. Trying to learn all the lingo. Keep up the good video. Well, thank you very much, sir, for your very kind donation. Glad you're enjoying the videos yourself. And yes, we try and make it as educational and entertaining as possible. So thank you very much. Freckles Aviation there, coming in with the second correct question. Again, reminding everyone, this is completely random. It happens to be members that are quick. It's not flawed in any way. Right, here comes the next question. Okay, 2 letters required for this answer. That's all I want to see. What is the METAR code for smoke? For smoke. Oh, I see. FU by James Ring. James Ring with FU for smoke. Thank you very much. Indeed. We've got a new member coming in. Thank you very much to Smitty. Oh, you've rejoined as a member, Smitty. Thank you very much. Welcome on board. So glad you have come back into the door. And you'll be also invited to our members-only content. Glad you joined the content. I hope you're doing very well. Feel free to partake in the quiz if you can. You might still be able to get a few more answers correct. FU, yes. FU, French for fume. Which is where it comes from, I've been told by the internet, so thank you very much. Here comes question number 5. Okay, question number 5. Aer Lingus, the national flag carrier of Ireland, is known worldwide on the radio as what? What is Aer Lingus' call sign? Shamrock. It's Freckles Aviation again. Freckles Aviation, you've probably got a strong internet connection. Very close between William Edward and Toby, though. Thank you very much. Well done. How many has he got now?
3.
Oh, Freckles Aviation's got 3. Freckles Aviation, Monkey Squad, don't get so flipping. Look at everyone going. Oh, this always happens. I need to find some sort of official app I can use for this. But yeah, unbelievable. Thank you very much. Right, question number 6. Okay. Question number 6. A large change in wind speed direction close to the ground can be extremely dangerous to an aircraft. What is this phenomenon called? I just sort of got it there. Wind shear. That was by Sander Lulian. Sander Lulian coming in with wind shear. Well done, Sander Lulian. Guys, make sure you're watching it live and refresh to make sure that you're getting the question there. With the stream delay, when you enter it, it does work off whoever got it in first. So thank you again for that one. Wind shear is correct. Okay, here comes question number 7. Question number 7. There are 3 ways to enter a holding pattern: a parallel entry, a teardrop entry. What is the third option? Aaron French. Aaron French coming in with the correct answer. Direct by Aaron French. Well done to you, sir. Look at them all coming in here. Close, close, close. Right, here's an easy one, okay, guys. How many wheels does a 737 have? Go. Freckles Aviation again! Oh my god! Freckles Aviation, oh my goodness me. He's getting it quick. I don't believe it. Freckles Aviation's got 4 right. Right, what we're going to do, guys, we're going to do 2. First and second place. 2 mugs I'm going to dispatch today. That should hopefully take out any of the criticisms here. Right, thank you very much. Freckles Aviation coming in with 6. I'm so contentative. Unbelievable. He's got 2 good, ban him. Unbelievable. Right, question number 9. The early version of the iconic Spitfire was powered by what iconic Rolls-Royce engine? Merlin by Toby Bennett. Merlin by Toby Bennett. Very good. And here's the 10th question. We know Freckles Aviation is 1, but we'll have a look at if anyone... Has anyone else got 2 right? No, so we're going to do 2 prizes today. Here comes question number 10, okay. The Boeing B-52 Stratofortress has how many engines? B-52 has how many engines? Freckles Aviation! Oh my god! Freckles Aviation, are you basically my next door neighbour and you've got some sort of insane internet connection? That is unbelievable. You've got 5 out of the 10 questions. Oh my goodness me, that is unbelievable. Right, so who we got left? Right, Freckles Aviation, you have won the quiz, okay. So you will get yourself a flight ZIBO mug. If you haven't done so already, I'll send your way an X-Plane gift store card, $25. We're going to have a second prize just to convince people that this is no way staged at all. It's completely coincidental.
Yes, right, if it's not one of those.
Correct.
Yes.
So who we got left? Who's answered the question correctly? So we've got the following people. Okay, who was that right at the top again? Micro Zarizu. James. Can't read your writing. James Ring, Sander Lulian, Aaron French, Tony, what's that?
Toby Bennett.
Toby Bennett, okay, Toby Bennett. you are all in for a chance to get the bonus question, all right? We're going to absolutely stare at this chat to try and find who you are. It's going to go crazy. So all I ask, if you could refrain from answering this question, if you haven't got one all right already, just to help out. You know, if you want to really answer it, do. But it's going to really help out if you don't do it. So just to remind you, it was Mike Arizu, James Ring. I can't read your writing. Sander Lulian, Aaron French, Toby Bennett. Here we go. Here comes the bonus question. All right, we're looking out for you. Try and please refrain in chat from answering this, so one of these guys could perhaps win the same prize. So here we go. Here's the bonus question. What is the name of the developer behind X-Plane 11? Who's the developer behind X-Plane 11? Company Littoral Games. Yeah, absolutely. Aviation though hasn't done it yet. Has any of them got it? Can you see it? Yeah, but out of the who's won the quiz so far, that's what we're trying to do. Oh, someone said. No, he said the wrong answer though. Bill Gates. I'm trying to find. Oh, Sander Lulian. Oh no, that was incorrect. The the company, not the name. Well. Yeah, right, we're going to do another one. Oh no, I can't know what to do because they put Austin. Technically that is correct because he is the man behind X-Plane 11, that's what I asked. So what I'm going to do, Sander Lulian, didn't that person, yeah, Sander Lulian was the first one to answer Austin. I actually put Laminar Research, and technically the way I worded it, the name of the developer, I mean, Austin Meyer is technically correct. Sander Lulian, I'm going to have to give it to you, even though I put a different answer. That's really bad. Tony Bennett got Austin Meyer as well. Was that ahead? We're going to have to send out $2, I think. Oh my goodness. No, what did Tony Bennett say? That's not what Anthony said. I need to find another way of doing these quizzes, guys. Tony Bennett said he put Bill. Or Tony Bennett, that's very... Tony Bennett said he put Bill, so I think we'll go with Sander. Well, Tony Bennett, because of your very kind way of doing things, I'm going to send you a mug as well. So I'm going to send 3 mugs. Tony, please do it that way, okay?
50,
So Sander Lulian
40,
and Tony
30,
Bennett both get a mug too.
20,
So, well done
10.
guys. 3 mugs coming out. I put that down to the fact that Tony Bennett, you're an absolute legend for saying that you put the wrong answer. For that you deserve a mug, so well done to you. And the other 2, Freckles Aviation and Sander Lulian. So, all 3, Freckles Aviation, you're in Discord, so just message me. For the other 2, Tony Bennett, please message me on social media via
50,
Facebook or Instagram.
40,
And
30,
also
20,
to yourself, Sander Lulian, as well. So well done. Yeah, Sander Lulian, thanks, you're most welcome. Please message me on social media.
I never win but learn a lot. Hashtag rigged.
Oh my! Thank you very much. Firstly to Danny Lewis for the £2 donation. When you can't read Marianne's writing, exactly. And thank you very much, Max Fernestad. I never win, but learn a lot. Hashtag rigged. Thank you very much, Max, for your kind words. So yeah, we'll send out 3 mugs. Okay, 3 mugs, and we'll find another way of perhaps doing this. It was my stupid fault by not being clear enough on the question, because technically I was still and Laminar Research, they're the same thing. So yeah, thank you very much, guys. Please please get in hold of me. I will make a quick note. So what I'm going to actually do is subscribe to both of you. So Toby Bennett, options, I'm just going on there. Oh, how do I look at your channel? I don't know. Right, we've made a note, Tony Bennett and Sander Lulian. And please get in touch with me, and please make sure, because I know it's genuine, I did have a few people message me saying it was me and it wasn't last time. Show me your YouTube page, so I know it's you as well, with your little logo. So we've taken screenshots of that, so we know it's you. But guys, well done, thank you very much. I need to find perhaps another way of doing these quizzes, just so it's a little bit easier to get those things up to you. It'll be fine. Ross Boss Free Mug should be bankrupting Alpaca Airways. It's my pleasure to do that for you guys. Sander Lulian, I'll contact you on Facebook. Thank you very much. Sander Lulian, make sure you take a screenshot of your YouTube page so I know it's you, because I did have a few idiots last time trying to claim it was them, but I knew it wasn't. And the same for you as well. Toby, so thanks. That's it, guys. Did I say Kahoot? No, I'm losing it. I am losing it.
Bad pronunciation.
goodness. Thank you very much, Henry X097. Ban Freckles Aviation. Freckles Aviation, you've been told. Thank you very much again. Yeah, 5 questions. I mean, I don't know how what happened there, but basically you got them 5 right. There must be something to do with your connection or something. I'm not sure. But, welcome aboard. Or maybe you're very, very clever. Is Freckles Aviation secretly a bot? Perhaps he is. Cool. Right, how far have we got now? 235 miles, 1747, so about half an hour till top of descent, so about 5-10 minutes we'll start setting up for the approach. I think, let's have a look, there's not going to be any ATC, and just for the ease of things, I'll probably log off from the network. Yeah, there's no ATC here at all, and I don't want to dishearten anyone who's already flying on the sector, but you know, it's not going to work basically with all this amount of aircraft, because we want to fly the Circle. The weather's you know, it's for the straight in approach, so we'll see. Oh my god. Just a word of warning, guys, if you do message me on Facebook and Instagram claiming that you are the person that won the prize, you will only get yourself kicked off, so don't go and do that, okay? I've certainly... Yes. Goodness me. Freckles Aviation is an AI bot in testing. Do not trust any plans on taking over the flight simulation community. Amazing. Yeah, I think we'll find another way of doing this. I'll have an experiment. I know there's some things that you can use online. I might get you to look on a link and use an external site. That way it's a lot more official and easier to understand. Because this, it works, but this way, you know, when we got 650 people watching, it gets kind of crazy. Oh.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Thank you very much, Newbie Check. Newbie Check, thank you very much for the
Please
£5.
send me answers to next quiz to rigged it, thanks.
He says, please send me answers to the next quiz to rigged@yahoo.com. Thanks, brilliant. Thank you very much. I know, you want to play as well the quiz, don't you? But you can't. I know. Alright. You hate us doing this, don't you? Alright, thank you very much, Sander Lulian, I've got your message, thank you very much. I'll get in touch after the stream, okay? We'll get that sorted for you. Cool. Oh dear. Timmy Tom trying to answer a question. Sorry if I missed it. Just looking at some of the Facebook messages from the guys. Did my comment, read my comment. Timmy, I'm trying. I'm scrolling, but I cannot see anything. Did you get my message? See, Tim, if you keep saying that, I have to keep scrolling up higher and higher. I missed it. Drop me a message on social media. I'll try and get back to you. Tesla Guy, Tupolev 154 stream. Yeah, I will eventually jump back into that aircraft again, for sure. Lunchbox, I love watching the Euro flying captain here. Is to clear skies for you flying from across the pond. Thank you very much. Yeah, that was an insane stream, that one. That's for sure. Cool. Guys, up to 580 likes. Thank you very much for your donation. Thank you very much for your likes. I'm losing it. Looking for 943 likes today for every single nautical mile flown. So don't forget to smash that like button. Thank you very much to V1 Simulations coming in with the $5 donation. That's why I was getting muddled up with my donation and thumbs up the smash button. I just caught that in my eye. Thank you very much. I haven't flown in so long I forgot what the smoke metar code actually was though. V1 Simulations, I'll be perfectly honest, I didn't know either until I looked it up. Glad you are keeping everyone sharp. Can't wait for this approach. Thank you very much, V1 Simulations. Now, I was looking online on YouTube for videos on how to actually fly this approach, and I noticed how you went in a 727. Absolutely very brave of you. I mean, I don't think I'd dare doing that aircraft, especially as you're coming from the Airbus. I've got some guidance from Air France and Hop on how to fly it. I'm going to have a stab. It was very similar to the way you fly it, basically, and we'll see. We'll see how we get on. I don't have track eye or anything, so I'm going to have to somehow crank my head round to see the pappies on the turn. Otherwise, I'm just going to have to set what I think's a reasonable descent rate. As you well know, the problems in the desktop simulator are challenging. But yes, please guys, check out V1 Sims. He is the Airbus equivalent of what I'm doing. He's a good guy. I don't know his name personally, but I need to give you a little message, have a chat about a few things. But thank you very much, V1 Sims, and I hope you're doing very well stateside. Thank you very much. I think you did far better than the Boeing than ever I would do in the Airbus. At least the thing about the Boeing, because you're in the US, you guys have to do 1,500 hours before you can get anywhere near a jet like this. So the beauty of the Boeing is, guys, is that it's very comparable to other aircraft. So I don't know what others you've flown V1 Sim. I was fortunate enough to get straight onto the NG out of flight training school with 300 hours, which I know is unheard of in the US. So I was very lucky, but. Yeah, the beauty of the 7.3, it is comparable to other twin-engined light aircraft, how it works, the pitch power and stuff. Airbus is a completely different logic and how it works and stuff. So yeah, really interested to learn a bit more about it. And every time I get in that, the toeless A319, I really don't fully understand what's going on in the background there. Just push the right buttons, I think, at the right time. Kieran Harvey, I still haven't managed to get back on your Discord. Any ideas how to? You're not the only one, Kieran. I had about 4 or 5 people that I don't know what happened. The synchronization, I thought that thing had gone again, but it only seemed to affect a limited amount of people. Just drop me a message on Facebook again, Kieran, or if you haven't done so already, because we've tried some things that we could, and it's worked for most people. Just make sure you go on Google, type in Discord, YouTube synchronization, follow the guidance, make sure you use Discord on a web browser, and you'll be completely fine. Right guys, so what I am going to do, and I must apologise to anyone that's joining the sector on VATSIM, I am going to log off the network because of 2 reasons. We're not going to get vectors, it's procedural approach, and secondly, it's a Friday evening, the children might be out to play. I can just see myself rolling out on final for 3.6, and lo and behold, a large 4-engine jet happens to be on the threshold, so I will be logging off. I've checked VATSIM, there is no ATC to be had anywhere for the entire sector. So guys who are on VATSIM join the sector, thank you very much for joining, and I can only apologise for going off, but we will be on again very soon. We've had a good day there, but yeah, thank you very much. Will Bewley, thank you again. Can I come back to Discord, please? I miss it. Will, like the same position as who was I just talking to Kieran? I don't know what's it's happened to 2 or 3 or 4 people. I don't know what's happened, but we've manually resynced it. Guys, you can still get in contact with me in the regular social media feeds. I will perhaps contact Discord directly and see what they can do. V1 Sims too kind. I definitely had luck on my side for that approach. You're still the king of London City. 38 minutes will tell if you add Calvi to that list. Oh, V1, I didn't know what your landing rate was. If it was in the 7.2, it was butter, wasn't it? I can't remember off the top of my head. I watched it, but yeah, and I've looked at some of your Airbus videos just to get a slightly better understanding. Timmy Tom, flight deck to Sim. Timmy Tom's still not getting his messages in. Timmy Tom, I love that. Where are you? I can't keep on top of it though, Timmy Tom, as you've seen. It gets a little bit, I try my absolute hardest. This is my message, read my message. Did Timmy Tom try and say anything? Alright then. I'm looking, Timmy Tom, right now. Who I work for, probably, that's something I don't disclose in Discord, if that's what you were trying to ask. Right, anyway, I will have to get distracted slightly from chat now because I do want to start setting up for this approach. So we'll hand over the controls to Mariana. Your controls.
My control.
Thank you very much. Start punching in some information here. So 250 below 10,000. I think it's got quite a high transition level here. Let's punch in the winds. Over the Adriatic at the moment, I think. There we are, Adriatic Sea. There is the east coast of Italy coming up. We do need the flight plan up for now. That's the airfield briefing, which we'll read later. Oh, sorry, my mouse has gone a bit... Oh, there we are. So let's punch in the descent forecast winds. So we've got 310, 36 at 17. 200, 334 at 15. 10,000, 308 at 10. And we'll put that in. QNH in Calvi is...
Minimums.
I'll use this,
Approaching minimums.
grab it here. Thank you very much to CMDR Jenna Hofen, who's just joined as a member. Welcome on board. Glad you are enjoying everything. And you'll get automatically invited to our members only Discord. Hopefully, it seems to be having some issues, but hopefully you'll get in and you'll get all the members content. Enjoy your epaulette and custom emojis. I don't really sell that too much, but it is a nice little perk to have. Cool. Right, what was I doing? Weather. That was it. Recast, there we are. LFKC. Let's send that off so you guys can actually see the weather as well. Commander. My Elite Dangerous Commander name. I've never played... Elite Dangerous before, Commander. Captain Boss, you in the Discord finally? Yeah, it takes a while to sync. I always manually sync it after a stream, so it can take some time. So here's the weather, automatic. So it is light winds. You probably get straight in on runway 18, 10k, 6,200, light and variable winds, 19 degrees. QNH is 1014. Okay. So that is set. Fixed rings, right, so runway 18. Not going to put the same wing rings in we usually do. We're going to put a /10 just so we know we're 10 miles away from the threshold. And what we're going to do, we're going to put a fix or a radial in from a waypoint called Mike Lima 18. And this is the point at which we need to break off the approach into the circle. And we're going to put a 190 radial in here. Like this, and that's all I'm going to use. Now, usually at my operator, we put another fixed ring in, what we call the 4.2 manoeuvring ring. And we put that in around the landing runway because that is the distance from the landing runway, in this case runway 36, at which we can manoeuvre safely. But this is quite a unique approach. I don't think it complies with the standard kind of circling manoeuvring area, so we have to really much follow the guidance here because of the amount of terrain. Follow the guidance in the airfield brief which I've got because the amount of terrain that's close to the airport. So they're the fixed rings we're going to punch in. Let's have a look at the charts now. Oops. Here we are. Here comes Italy as well. Buenos Aires. Arrivals then, we're going to be doing a Capco 2. And approach the localizer 18 for the circle. So let's have a look at the arrival routing, starting off at Capco. There is Capco. Let's go to plan. So going through Capco, we're going to go to Delta 007 Victor. So that is off the Calvi NDB. So we're at the 187 inbound. We'll make the left turn onto final via Suka. From Suka, we're going to go to Ilru, and there's holding at Ilru if we have a delay for the approach, which is in there. Ilru 3,300. So that's it. Lost communications procedure. Not much else to say off this chart, really. Transition altitude is 5,000. Is it? I thought it was a lot higher than that. Not to worry. This is the important one. So here's the localised approach. Let's do the top briefing strip first, get the required frequencies in. So 1095 should be active because I did practice this approach yesterday. Final approach course is 178. Is set. Minimums, so we've got minimums here for the straight-in approach for the localizer. We're interested in a circle to land minimum, so 1700 feet MTM. We don't add any correction to this because we're going to level off initially at 1700. So we'll punch in the minimums, which is coming up here. Cool. So that's about it. Final approach track's in. NDB, ooh, oh, this is all jiggly. 375 for Calvi. 375. It's active again. We just want to make sure we have this to ADF and the standby to ADF. There we are. Right, so how on earth are we going to fly this approach, guys? Well, firstly, thanks for subscribing, Vadim Pilot. How are we going to fly this approach, guys? So if you head over to my Instagram page, look at my story, and take a screenshot of a little diagram I've made, and basically it's roughly based off the official airfield brief from this airport. And I've got this right in front of me. I'm staring. Oh, I should have it. I have no idea where I put it. I hope I can find it. Trying to fly the approach. Here it is, right in front of me. And this is how I'm going to fly it. I roughly made this, and my operator, when you all operators, when they approach a challenging approach like this, they'll write perhaps a particular way they want you to fly it. Not all airlines do this, but we have several SOPs and we have airfield briefs and guidance on how to make an approach. And I've sort of made my own way based off the guidance provided, and we're going to go from that. So if we go to charts, and here is the airfield briefing from the French aviation website, the official one here. So it talks about several things. It talks about general environment, restricted use of airfield by airlines due to high terrain. So you can't just ring up this airport and go, I want to start scheduled flights here. You have to do some training, either a practice approach. I think it's a Category C airport, so you'll need to do some simulator training, or certainly an approach for someone qualified to do it. Talks about the arrival, the PAPIs, the runway. It has a huge downslope for runway 36. It's a 2% gradient, so you have to be really careful with landing performance on that one. Short taxiways, IFR departure clearances, authorization required, disclaimer just saying this is official documentation, but please follow the official AIC. It's made by Air Corsica, Air France Hot Pilots. And you'll see Nightbot is occasionally spamming the link for you to grab this, so hopefully you'll see it and you'll be able to copy this. So, restricted use of the airfield by airlines due to high terrain. Mandatory for you to create a line to submit to the airport operator. So you have to write to the airport saying, can I please fly this approach? Runway 36, this is the one we're going to be circling to. High terrain interferes with downwind leg and shortens the base leg and causes turbulence. So we can't do the standard circling approach from my operator, otherwise I'll hit a mountain essentially. Other threats, gliders, parachute dropping, in X-plane, very good with the winds, but they don't really model mechanical turbulence, so wind off, turbulence and downdrafts. They don't really model. They model the wind. Risk of thunderstorms, nightfall. No authorization for landing here at night, daytime only. There's a useful video. It won't work because it's a PDF, but you can actually watch this approach being flown in Google Maps. Runway 36. So, circling requires special conditions. Minimum decision height of 1,500 feet. Well, on the chart it's 1,700, so we'll use that. And we're going to have to descend on the downwind leg, otherwise you're too high. 2% gradient downslope we've talked about. This is the bit I was looking for. So, I can't go back to the chart, unfortunately, but what I'll use is the ND. We go to plan. Step through here. Right, so if you look at this point here called FL18, okay, FL18, I think we're going to descend down to 2,300 initially. We don't actually have the 1,700 descent point, but when we get to Mike Lima 18, We're going to level off at 1700 just before. That is the same as this point here. Well, actually, no, this is slightly different. That's at 3 nautical miles. This one's at 4.2. I don't know why they differ slightly, but I'm actually going to do the 4.2, Mike Klima 18, because I saw on Captain Joe's video. That's what he did with Air Berlin, I think. And that's at 4.2, and we're going to take a heading of 190 degrees from there, instead of 3 at 4.2. And then we're going to fly this kind of downward section. So that's why you see here I've got that 190 radial and the ND, so we can just use heading select and follow that. That's exactly what we do at my operator. And we're going to go outbound on this heading until we're parallel with the threshold of 3.6. Again, looking at certain videos online, what operators seem to do is a slight downward leg. They turn to be parallel with the runway on the same 180 degree downward leg for 20 seconds. So it differs slightly from here. We're going to do the same. But what is very different is how usually when you circle, you maintain the circling minima, so in this case 1700 feet, until you're all the way turning final. It doesn't work. You cannot be here at 1700 feet and turn on to final. You're far too high. So non-standard, we're going to descend to 1300 feet as advised in French on the chart, because that's what you have to do. We're going to get to 1300 feet prior to this point, a little downwind leg for 20 seconds, and turn final. Flight director's off. We're going to manually fly this and try. I've flown this 5 times. I've only done it once successfully. So if with 4 whites, 4 reds, I'll try and fix it. If at 300 feet, which is our stabilisation point for a circling approach based off my operator's SOPs, I'll can the approach and we'll go around. And the missed approach on a circling, it can be quite complex. In this case it's not, because we actually go in this direction. Usually you go based off the missed approach off the approach you've flown, which would be in this direction, but in this case we just go straight ahead and then we make a left turn outbound on the NDB, and then what we'll do, we'll self-position for a second approach. On the second approach I might make it a little bit easier for myself. In fact, I'll lift the restrictions slightly for Alpaca Airways restrictions, which are a little bit more lenient. But yeah, that's it. Performance wise, I'm not going to use the landing calculator because it doesn't model slopes, and it's quite a down slope. We're going to burn 800 kilos of fuel. 60.1 is going to be our landing weight. We're going to go flat 40 today, order break 3. It's a longish runway, but it is significantly down sloped, so we need a little bit of extra performance today. So yeah, that's it. Second detent reverse. I hope that all makes sense, guys. That's the sort of briefing I'd do if I was flying this. That little document is quite useful. Again, catch that link from Nightbot if you want to read it and practice your approach yourself. Otherwise, we'll just take a good shot at it, and we'll see how it turns on. Finley, are you turning a beam the quarry or runway threshold? I can't see this quarry here. I'm just going to use the 20 seconds. Another thing that's probably worth noting as well, if there's a significant tailwind, you probably want to reduce that time slightly. At my operator, for every 2 knots tailwind, we take 1 knot off your harvest. So if there's a 10 knot tailwind, you take 5 seconds off your timing. We'll see what the wind's doing. I might just make it slightly shorter, but no, I'm just going to use the time because I don't have the ortho. I think the Payware airport basically got rid of the ortho, unfortunately, so I don't have the quarry. That's it. Cool. Professor, how many go-arounds are we flying today? At least 1, perhaps, if I screw it up. Dimitri, I hope you're doing well. Are you going to observe the Terps or Panzops? Panzops circling minima, Dimitri. So you got your 4.2 mile around the landing runway, but you can't use that here. 4.2 miles, you're going to hit a mountain. So I think this one, like certain airports in the world, they have to modify the approach slightly. For example, on the downwind leg, we're going to descend below the circling minima, which you shouldn't do. You should be at the circling minima, but you can see here, look, it says descend to 1300. Descending minimum 1700, shouldn't be below that, but you have to. If you're at 1700 feet, turn final, you're not going to get in unless you do 2,500 feet per minute with terrain
40,
warnings. Which
30,
reminds me,
20, 10.
If you're a 737 pilot, do not do this, but you get lots of spurious warnings. It's a little bit sensitive, the old terrain EGPWS in the mod. And it just screams at me, whoop, whoop, pull up the whole approach, which, in my operator, that is a mandatory terrain escape manoeuvre, and I don't want to be flying around with that going off, so I'll do the next worst thing, which is turn it off. But it does certainly calm things down in the mod. Thank you very much to Positive Rate. Thank you very much. That's Cadence in Discord. Not able to watch tonight, but came to say hi. Thank you very much, Positive Rate. Guys, you can go check out his YouTube channel. He's making a few videos, and he's made lots of liveries for my Alpaca Airways fleet, so thank you very much. It's very kind of you. Right, what are we doing? So, we've got
50,
another
40, 30,
60 miles,
20,
47, another 7
10.
minutes stop and say, guys, I'm going to quickly nip off to the toilet, have another quick break, and then we'll commence the descent
I heard
into...
my missus has been frequenting your stream. Tell her to get back to work! Exclamation mark.
Phil Windsor, oh my goodness me, I think this is a gentle link to the royalty from last stream, guys. Oh, Phil Windsor, that's incredibly generous. Last stream, Queen Elizabeth II herself came in and donated. Oh, I said Maggie, but I didn't mean Maggie, I meant Lizzie. Thank you very much. Now, Phil of the House Windsor's come in with a very generous donation of £50. I heard my missus has been frequenting your streams. Tell her to get back to work. Thank you very much, Phil Windsor. May I say, do not take any offence to Her Majesty when I called her Maggie the other day. Thank you so much. Very, very generous of you, sir. Very, very kind. Awesome stuff. Right, guys, I'm just going to take a quick 5-minute break. As soon as I come back, be ready for a descent. Excuse the flickering here. This happened on the test flight. I think it might be something to do with Vulcan, but it does stop in the descent. In fact, I'll give you a nice little passenger view whilst I have the break. Guys, I'll be back in 4 or 5 minutes. Thank you. Thanks a lot for that, guys. Back refreshed, ready for the descent and approach into Calvi. Yeah, so we did this test flight yesterday, Discord, but it had this little flickering, and it did go away in the descent. It's a little bit annoying, but we're right over mainland Italy here at the moment, and then the stutters will stop in the descent. Exactly what happened yesterday. Obviously, remember, Vulcan is in beta, so it's not finished. Lots of little glitches could happen. There's our star chart. We shall keep an eye on it. I'll try not to stare directly at it, for those of you who can't deal with that sort of stuff. It's a bit annoying. Paul, let's hit the thumbs up. 300 likes to go. Yes, we are seeking 943 likes today, so don't forget to hit that like button. We are looking to match every like for every nautical mile we have flown from Istanbul to the island of Corsica. We are so close. 2 tons of love. You get that flickering of active sky. Yeah, it might not be Vulcan. I haven't generally had it, but it'll get a little bit worse. It got a bit worse in the descent at the start, and then it went. So hopefully it'll do the same. Laurie Lowe, how do you use the runway slope function in the FMC? Where do I get the values? Love your channel. We don't use that, Laurie Lowe, that feature. We just, it's the performance data we use in the Boeing OPT. It takes any slope into account. We just punch the figures in. I've never used it. I think it's to do with the tiles. I think it's an Ortho 4XP thing. Because if you look, it's like a really straight line that's flickering. I think what we'll try to do. Let's go true IMC. It's like having a hood on. Look, if we just stick our heads here, it's not so bad. Flying Dutchman, have a safe landing, Captain. Thank you very much. I'll certainly need all the gods looking over my shoulder for this one. Absolutely Aviation, do you have any ZIBO tips and tricks videos? Now, I made all my tutorials on the PMDG NGX, which you can replicate in the ZIBO mod. I have a few dedicated ZIBO tutorials. I did a cold and dark setup, we've done on approach, a few things, but I then went to streaming, because actually streaming, I put a lot of work into the stream. So for example, yesterday I test the sector, make sure it all works, get the scenery and stuff, and it takes about an hour to set it up, but compared to tutorials making those, it's quite challenging. You have to do a lot of video editing, and I'm not very good at video editing. So I started streaming like 2 years ago. I've only been streaming for a year and a bit, I think, and I went through to do that, and I've only really ever used the ZIBO mod as a 7.3 NG. Captain Monster, what do you think? Do you feel about going around? Now, here's a top tip for you, Captain Monster. You fly all approaches to a go-around. A landing is a bonus. That's what we say. And I will do my absolute best to get it on the deck, but if we're not stable, I will fly the missed approach. And on the second attempt, if we do a second attempt, we'll see what happens. Glitch is definitely active sky. Okay. Right, there we are. So after 1 hour 55 minutes, approaching our top of descent, no ATC now, so we'll step down. Well, Capco, there's no descent restriction here. Let's just give ourselves a Spurious 8-0. Yeah, this happened yesterday, and it will clear up. It will clear up. Let's start that descent now. Thanks, Ballas. Top of descent in chat. Excellent. Boris, restart active sky. I don't like fiddling with that sort of stuff during a stream. It's not. Yeah, Petrich, I think you're right. The glitch is not active sky. It's ground textures. Yeah, I don't know these things, but yeah, seeing the shape of it, it looks like a tile, and that's what the guys were saying in Discord yesterday. Freckles Aviation, 5 questions in the quiz. First to get top of descent. I think that proves, Freckles Aviation, you've got some sort of strong internet connection, because you're always getting in here first. Aoife, did you log off today? Well, yes, because there's no ATC here, and it's not because I wanted to. If it was a normal airport with an ILS, I would have stayed on, but this is not the airport where you want to be doing a circling approach. You can, you can only get 1 aircraft on the approach at a time, and technically online, if I was on VATSIM, I should be landing straight in on runway 18, so I'm actually going to be potentially landing with a slight tailwind onto the wrong runway. Freckles Aviation, I upgraded my internet a few months ago due to Flight Sim 2020 being announced. Well, it is working fine on mine, but I can't go into any more detail than that. Kieran Harvey, can a towering cumulus become a storm if developed quickly? What is up at the best way out of where it would have been briefed? Yeah, I mean, cumulus clouds will eventually become towering cumulus, and then a CB, and then a thunderstorm. A cumulus cloud in itself is fine. It's usually quite bumpy. But we're going off what the weather radar return's showing us, and if it's showing us this sort of blob shape with colours going green, yellow, red as a blob, we don't want to go anywhere near that. Sometimes you have to differentiate between heavy rain. If you're in stratus, heavy rain, you've got this kind of filled green-yellow, and you have to try and pick out the storms. And there's something called attenuation, where heavy rain can actually block a storm. What you get is sort of shadowy effect, and that's where the CVs are. And I flew last year into horrible weather. I won't disclose where I was flying into, but it was the worst weather I'd ever seen, even when I was in the right-hand seat, and we're getting vectored around all over the place. We took a lot of extra fuel, but it was trying to pick out the storms in this heavy rain, and you had this kind of attenuation, this kind of shadow effect from the weather radar where the CVs are. And it was dark, it was night, but you could see the flashing of the storms miles away. It was horrible, but the AC did a brilliant job. And then we were stuck there because we couldn't refuel because of the thunderstorm over the airport, so we were stuck at our destination for 2 hours. We got all the streamers here. We got Captain Canada, we got V1 Simulations. That's wicked. .25 degrees, a little bit early, but I know you guys love telling me I forgot it. Infinite Fly there. On SimBrief, there is a section for dispatch remarks, but what kind of thing would you find there in real life? Yeah, I mean, you find information typically about how to get hold of a dispatcher, usually his telephone number, but you usually don't find that much information. They're very good at basically messaging you on our work iPads if they need any changes, especially prior to departure. Joe World, don't crash. I'm trying. I'll try my hardest not to. I mean, technically, we had our first ever crash on our last live stream. Well, no, a couple of live streams ago in the 200 when we did the Gatwick Challenge after the sim crashed. That was an absolute pain. The speed's slowly escaping from us. We'll keep an eye on it. Might have to add some thrust manually, but it is creeping back up. Oh no, it's creeping back down. It's going to go to FMC speed in a second to add thrust. BX7 iOS, what's the best thing about flying the 737? It's a proper airplane. Stick and rudder. Big control, well, not a stick, you know, but this, you disconnect the autopilot flight directors, you are flying the plane. There's no in-between fly-by-wire system. You know, you make an input, you are moving the hydraulics to power that control surface. You are flying a big Seneca, as I always refer it to. It's a proper plane. That's the best thing about flying the 737. Minty Aviation, ever had an aborted takeoff? Not a full speed RTO. I've had to stop just prior to takeoff thrust. Freckles Aviation, do not disrespect Airbus. No, they're a good place to work. Thank you very much, Jason Kitchen, for coming with a £10 donation. Very kind of you. Would you do a shared cockpit with another pilot in the 738? I am thinking about it. Thank you very much for your donation.
50, 40, 30,
Mario just reminded me.
20,
Yes, sorry, Jason
10.
Kitchen. I completely forgot. One thing I am thinking about doing is Pilot Mike, who's a good friend of mine, often helps out here. We might do something very soon. He's a 787 first officer. He has no experience of X-Plane or any desktop sims, but we might do something soon where he jumps in and helps out as PF or PM. He might come around here, but we have to wait until COVID-19 calms down. But we will see. Last Cam, that's a brilliant question. What's the most worn out button on the 737? Absolutely brilliant. The EFIS panels get a little bit worn out because you're always flicking these, especially the zoom range one. I mean, yeah, up here, start switches. I'd say the EFIS panel is what gets hammered the most. Freckles Avian, have you ever had to have maintenance come out because one of the buttons is so worn that you can't see it? No, never had to have to do that. Oh, I'm just going to get myself another water. Matt628HA, can you have a wing view? Certainly can. I'm just going to grab a drink. My third bottle of water. I tell you what, This streaming is thirsty work, this is. Always is. James Ring, how does the engine anti-ice work in the 737? It takes bleed air directly from the engine. That's how it works, hot bleed air. I don't know how detailed it is. Ugh. Can't really see it here. There should be lots of little tiny holes inside here that take bleed air straight from the engine to warm up the cowling. And a good thing is, it doesn't require the pack's gonna be off because it takes it straight from the engine bleed system. What's wrong? Did you hear that? Jack just did a massive grunt. Is it because you hate this? Isn't it? Come on then, come here, up. They all love you in Discord. Gotta stay hydrated, better by Fiji water. I don't know what I'm drinking here. Captain, I've got Volvic. There are other brands of water available. Gary, does a simulation game ever have bad weather or emergency like engine failure? I always have live weather on for streams. Emergencies you have to pre-program. I have actually genuinely had an engine failure on stream, which was caused by X-Plane 11 zone thing, and you are capable of doing it, but I know some people want to see that stuff, but it's quite hard to, you got to act surprised when these sort of things happen. I go, oh look, there's the gear not coming down as I programmed. I've thought about it. I don't know how it would work in a streaming environment. Better for tutorials, but we'll see. Could you do a VR approach tutorial? Been a while since you published a video. I do have a VR approach tutorial already. I don't think there'll be much point doing another one. Alpaca Energy, Freckles Aviation. Yes, of course. Speed's being held very nicely here.
30, 20.
Thank you very much, Jensen, for the donation there. I wonder how many of your viewers understand what the plus symbol on every one of the light panels are for the 737 Cockpit. Jensen, you're going to have to remind me. I should know this, and I do remember. Is it even programmed here? It's an engineering reference point, isn't it? All these little pluses. It's something an engineer, like, they measure something from there. All these little pluses, but I can't exactly remember myself, Jensen, so I'll even surprise you, perhaps. There we are. Up to 800 people watching this stream. Fantastic, guys. Thanks a lot for taking your Friday morning, afternoon, evening, coming in for this approach into Calvi. Looking for 943 likes. We've travelled at least 850 of those nautical miles. I'll have to see what we can get. Grounding point for the electrical panels. Oh, it's nothing to do with me. I've never looked at those and gone, I need to do something with those pluses. I'm not an engineer. Commander Jen Hoffman, how long does it take for the Discord invite to arrive? As long as you've synced it, I can manually do it after the stream, and sometimes it takes
50,
a little bit longer.
40, 30, 20.
Thank you very much, Hockey Highlights, for the £2.88 donation. Lovely stream. Hoping for a butter today. Oh, Hockey Highlights, if I butter this, I'll be satisfied. I just want to make sure when I turn final, I see the pappies where they should be. That's all I'm hoping for. The landing, this is not the sort of place where you want to butter it out either. It's a shortish runway, but that's not the main issue. It's very far down sloped, so if you're floating it, you won't have the most efficient brakes as stopping power as you usually do. Thank you very much, donation, anyway. Right, oops, seatbelt sign should come on. A little bit cloudy. Oh dear. So I've already passed Capco. One of these charts, one of those charts where they don't have the overlay. Freckles Aviation, you can set the mean time between failures of random failures to happen. I know, I had that on for a long time, didn't realise, and all of a sudden the engine failed into descent. My language was sour. Don't use Chrome for Discord sync. Safari worked for me. Yeah, it's funny how it works. I don't know how it works. Thanks for subscribing as well, Hockey Highlights, and for your donation. Welcome aboard, sir. Alex, how about flying something more classic like the DC-3? We have streamed in a DC-3, that can come again soon. Right, let's descend to an altitude now. Let's go to our platform. Let's go down to 3,300 for ill route. And we'll set the QNH. Passing 11,100, 3,300. Standbys are set. Reducing now for 250 below 10,000. Just going to let the latest weather for Calvi. 0503. Okay. So it's ever so much slightly favouring 36, but you would get away with a straight in off that one. Broken cloud, 19 degrees. QNH is now 1013. That's my phone that dropped. I can just hear Mariana sniggering. She's in the other room now. There we go. Getting down to business, guys. Seb Slater, can a soft landing, shorten gear lifespan? They're built like brick houses. It won't make much difference. And actually, you know, we talk about buttery landings. In some cases, if you don't land hard enough, if you land too softly, it doesn't trigger the speed brake to come up. So, you know, Boeing say positive landing. They don't want you floating down the runway. They want you to stick the gear in the touchdown zone and carry on. Like minus 250, minus 300, perfect, really. I'm only saying that because we're about to land. Right, post-cruise checks, fuel 4 pumps, lights coming on. AP's off, pressurization set, recall, checks complete. Burke, does the engine out page work in the ZIBO? No, I don't think so. Right guys, do bear with me in chat because I will be spending more and more time in the flight deck to make sure the aircraft is configured for the approach. As it is quite a tricky one to fly, but I'll do my best to answer any questions where possible. We'll now actually get rid of this one. I think you're happy with how we're going to fly it. Down to 4.2 minimums, not the 3 miles suggested by the chart, but I'm actually going to bring up the approach briefing chart now. There we are, so that's the one we're going to reference. Turning on to the extended centerline very shortly. The VNAV path here has been very, very good at maintaining speed. It's just slightly creeping up a little bit, so we're just going to use a tad bit of speed brake. Can be like that in the real aircraft as well, otherwise very accurate. 14 degrees, don't need any engine anti-ice for the clouds. There we are, turning on to final. 78 for runway heading, come up here. And via Suka. Perfect clouds. I know Absolute Aviation. These are default clouds, believe it or not. Right, FM speeds just come in. Why have I got an ILS information? There's no glide slope here. Why? And the decel point's really late as well. What in the world? Oh, it's got the hold in here. Oops, I don't want to do that. Yeah, let's just go level change. Keep the speed brake out. We're just going to go 220. I had the hold in there on the approach, which I didn't want to do. That's better. So yeah, let's put me a little bit of hold. I should have checked that. When you select this approach, you put the hold in early first. Some approaches do that. There's the localizer. And there is the island of Corsica. We'll just get LNAV sorted on this sensor line, then we'll arm the localizer. Yeah, there should be no glide slope here. VNAV. Still got the speed brake out. And we'll arm the localizer. Localizer live, localizer capture, runway heading is set. Steve Mayer, have you removed X-Vision? I didn't have much choice. It's not compatible with the new version of X-Plane Falcon. No wind at all. Bless you. Bless you in chat from Mariana. Don't know if you heard that, she's in the other room. Will Bewley, have you ever had St. Elmo's fire? I have. I even think I got a picture of it on Instagram. Speed check flaps 1, match the bug speed. Captain Monster, happy landing, set the visibility to 1 mile. I think the required visibility is approach something like 8,000 meters. We would never get it. Let's go flat 5. That's the flat 5 speed, and then that should slow us right down to the flat 5 speed just before we have to brake right. QNH Captain, QNH is set. It is 1013.
1,000 to go.
Checked, so we can now step down. Oh, I don't have the flipping chart, but you can use the FMC. Let's go down to 1,700 feet, which is our minimum for the circle. So 1,700 feet, verify VNAV path, we have the speed window open. We do. Two tons of love. I missed the part where you set the terrain inhibit on the ND. Where is that done from? It's done here. There you are, terrain inhibit. That is non-standard practice. We do not do that online, but the ZIBO mod, unlike the real aircraft, is a little bit sensitive, and it is spewing out pull up, pull up, pull up for the entire approach. We're going to configure gear down flat 15 just after we've broken right on the heading. We can't have too many goes to the approach because it's prohibited to land here at night time, and it's already getting dark. I think the sun sets in around 20 minutes. Good. So I'm going to preset that heading of 190. Guys, don't forget you can see the exact profile I'm flying on Instagram. I have made that up based off kind of existing rules and criteria based loosely off this approach approved by the French authorities. So you can go check that out. 900 people watching. Thank you so much for coming in, guys.
1,000 to go.
We're looking for that magic 943 likes. Don't forget to smash that thumbs up button.
$1,000 to go.
Why is always no crosswind landings every time in calm winds? Because there's no wind here, 3 knots at the moment. We did a 25 knot crosswind about 4 or 5 streams ago in a thunderstorm. That was fun. But right now in Calvi, no wind. 3 knots doesn't display on the ND. So approaching the circling minimums here. If you are not visual, at this point here, you'd have to brake right, fly the missed approach. You can't get any close to this. Right. Ooh, I'm a bit nervous, guys. I really am. Right, approaching 1,700 feet, so we are going to level off here. Oh, VNAV out. All this flipping... Oh dear. All this magic from... VNAV, I don't know, we don't have fitted.
Minimums.
So, heading select, we're now braking right on this sector here. We're going to descend now to 1,300 feet. This is non-standard for a circle, but it's the only way it works, and it is off the recommended guidance. It should be able to arm vertical speed, but it isn't doing that. Let's go 500 feet per minute. And ZIBO, if you're watching, because I know you wanted to report this, as soon as you pass the missed approach point, you lose the bug speed. So yeah, it's a glitch in the sim. So we don't have flat 5 after passing Mike Lima 18. There's the runway. I'm going to carry on this heading until we're abeam and go there. There's apparently a quarry here or something. I think it's this. but there's no ortho here for some reason. So 1300 until abeam the runway. There's nothing to fear but fear itself. Oh dear. So out quiet, out hold. As soon as we get out hold, we can set the missed approach altitude. That is important. So 4,000 feet set. Gear down, flat 15. I don't have the bug speed, so just take 10 knots off the flat 5 speed. 156. It's the same. Land jets, flaps, start switches. Oops. Oh dear. Continuous. Recall checked. Speed brake. Armed green light. Landing gear down 3 green. Order brake is set to 3. Holding on the landing flap. We'll set that now. 162 knots less. Yes, flaps. 40. No wind viewer +5. Lovely day here. Thank God. Right, that requires a mandatory terrain escape maneuver in the real aircraft. Getting ready to brake left and start the timer. So there we are, beam the threshold. I'm just going to do the heading quickly first here and then start the timer. 20 seconds.
50,
Thank you to whoever that was.
30,
I'm far too busy.
20, 10.
I don't even see what that is. Oh, no, why is the heading bug not working? Right, getting ready to disconnect now anyway. 20 seconds. A little bit far right here. Right, disconnecting. Flight director's coming off. 20 seconds, down we go. Attitude on the horizon, that will give me around 1,000 feet per minute. A little bit too much thrust off there. A little bit too low for my liking. Oh my goodness me, this is so hard. Can't see out the freaking window, that's the problem.
Caution, taxiway. Caution,
What are you on
taxiway.
about? Taxiway. Right, so I need to try and crack my head round now. Oh my goodness me. Ah! This is the problem. You can't see anything. There's the runway. I can't see my speed. Oh, right, excuse my being here. So I think we're okay. Thank you to whoever that was as well. Give me 2 seconds. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Right, 3 whites. We're okay. 3 whites. I'll take that.
Approaching 3, 6.
Speed's a bit high. 4 whites. Oh, there's 300. I'm just stable. Oh, I've got to go around because my maximum rate of descent is over 1,000. I was too high. Right, go around. Let's do it properly. I said I'd do it properly on the first one. Go around. Flap 15. Set go around first. Pause rate of climb, gear up. I said I'd do it properly, guys, and I was over 1,000 feet per minute at 300, which is unstable. Right, match the heading bug. Flight director on. Heading select. Flap 5. We're going to go. Right, missed approaches go straight ahead to the NDB. I'm so annoyed with myself because it worked perfectly last time. Flaps 1. And flaps up. So straight ahead to the NDB. Alright, approaching 1 to go. So I'm just reducing thrust manually now because I just want to reduce that rate of climb.
1,000 to go.
We'll climb up manually to the missed approach altitude, which is 4,000. Airport missed approach then. We're going to go outbound on the 302 from Shivra. So there we go. We'll make that left turn now. Need to match the heading bug as well. And then we'll self-position. We won't go all the way out there. Right, 302, missed approach. Oh, there we go. Reduce the thrust. There we are, 4,000 feet. Outbound on the 302, that will do. Command, auto throttles engaged. After takeoff, check this. So, gear to up and off. Auto brake to 3 still. Air conditioning pressurization set. Come off. And we're on the 4,000 feet. So yeah, we're outbound here. We'll be going all the way to Calno. In reality, but I'm not going to do it. So why did I go around, guys? The reason was I came in around the corner, 3 whites, 1 red, which is fine. I went to 4 whites, but then I stuck my nose down. The landing gate for a circle is 300 feet. Maximum rate to descent at 300 feet is 1,000 feet per minute. I was doing 1,1500, which would be, yeah, if I continued to land, I'd have to explain what I was doing. So yeah, that's the reason. I said on the first approach I would follow the rules correctly, which I've done. I'm going to take a second go at the approach. I'm going to be a little bit more lax on the rules, alright, because this approach, as I've said, to do it and nail it perfectly, it is very difficult in a desktop sim. You saw how I was trying to crank my head round. It's challenging. So we're going to do a full approach. I'm not going to go all the way to Calno for the miss. We're going to self-position now, so imagine we're getting vectors. So we're going to turn out on this heading. We're going to go back down to 3,300, which is the platform. Go level change. We've reassessed the fuel here. We have enough fuel to get another approach done, and then we'd have to divert to our other airport in Calvi. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Prop wash bucket 1400 was why I called go around. Perfect. That you saw it. That's exactly why I did go around. My rate of descent is, yeah, anything over 1,000 is excessive. If you've briefed it properly and it is a steeper approach, you know, 1,000 is acceptable. Maybe 1,100, but it has to be, you know, on this you wouldn't get away with doing 1,000 feet per minute below 400 feet, where you could do the maths, you know, how it is and how quick you're going to get, how close you are to the ground. Things like sink rate, you can get sink rates. It's not ideal, but well, it's definitely not ideal. But any cautions like that you want to avoid there. Right, we need to reselect the approach in the FMC. I'm not going to go via Ilru, am I? No, I'll put that in manually. So Ilru. Execute 3,300. Oh my goodness me, that is a mess. Oh my goodness, I've got the whole routing in there at the moment. How did that happen, ZIBO? We've got the whole routing back in the FMC. Impressive. Get rid of the hold, which I forgot to do last time. Right, so the FMC is reloaded. Let's go flap 1. Right, second time lucky. Like I said, I'm not going to be as strict as myself on the constraints. That is not an attitude I take at work. I don't go, right, I didn't do it first time, let's now forget all the rules. Yeah, desktop sim, you've got to be a little bit more prepared to make things a little bit easier for yourself, let's say. Right, let's do a little base leg here. Icefire, time to enact Alpaca Airways SOP. First approach, please follow the rules. Second approach, do what you have to do to get it on the ground. That's on page 1 of the SOP Ops Manual, Icefire. So yeah, a way too high excessive rate of descent there, but let's see if we can do it again. Like I said, that was 5 approaches I tried to practice this. It was only 1 I was actually fully stable. It was good, but I just let it balloon a little bit too high. It was my fault. When you roll wings level, the nose wants to come up, and that's what I let it do. I didn't pitch nose down. Flat 5, let's give ourselves an intercept heading now. Where is my speed going? 230, no, I want flat 5 speed. Vorlock. And it should, I don't know where my VNav's gone. There it's gone. There it is. We should start descending very, very soon. It's a little of a level segment, but it's set to now go down to 2,300. Right. I've got to get in now because it's going to get dark soon. And then we are breaking all sorts of rules. Again, I've got this glide path here. I'll turn that off. Right, localise live, localise capture, runway heading set. Credit to V1 Sims, got in here first time in a 7.2 as well, if you're still here, buddy. Right, at least the approach is looking prettier on the second attempt. Right, 1,700 feet, VNav, path, speed windows open, all good for the second approach. Oh my goodness, to the guys who donated on the approach. Reese McClany, thank you very much for the £1 there. Hope for a smoothish landing. Glad you watch streams while I'm missing my usual GA flying around my people. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much for your donation, sir. And to whoever became a member, I think that was a member too. Thank you very, very much. Very busy, as you can imagine. Right, here we go. How you doing, Tim Fraser? I hope you're doing well. I did see you were just flying your drone earlier. And I think what we're going to do now, flap 10, just to further reduce the distractions, I'm going to turn off the alert box, guys.
1,000 to go.
So I could actually have a chance of getting in. Cool.
1,000 to go.
Checked. Oh, I'm actually really nervous. Right, so now I'm officially enacting Alpaca Airways SOP. You know, we'll do what we can to get it on the deck. Dave, is this an RNAV approach? No, it's a localizer followed by a circle. Operator change mid-flight, impressive. Yeah, we threw the old apps manual out the window. I don't know if you noticed.
Approaching minimum.
Checked. VNAV out again.
Minimum.
Continue, we are visual. We're just going to wait a little bit longer for the heading select now. So you'll see again, ZIBO, if you're watching, look what happens as soon as I pass Mike Lima 18, the flap 10 bug will disappear. Let's go heading select. Look, boom, it's gone to Boonax, so the missed approach, lost the bug. Down to 1300 again. 500 feet per minute. We'll configure a little bit earlier. Gear down, flap 15. Match the speed. Adjust the flaps. Start switches. Continuous recall checked. Speed brake arm green light. Landing gear down to green. Auto brake set to 3. Just holding on the landing flaps. Guys, thank you very much for tuning in. 1,000 viewers. Again, it's very, very kind of you to come in on your Friday. Second attempt at this approach after screwing up the first one. Not royally, but a little bit of excessive rate of descent at the gate there. Second time might be a little bit more lax. We'll see how we get on. Awesome stuff, guys. Thank you very much. Don't forget to push that thumbs up button. We're going for that magic 943 likes. Landing flap 40 coming in. I'm actually going to turn off this flight director as well, just to make sure I get proper guidance. Out quiet, out hold, again, just waiting for the beam. I can't do a third approach, it'll be night time, which is prohibited. Official night ends 30 minutes after sunset, so we've got to get in now, guys. Oh dear. Oh, come on. So just waiting until the beam again. There's the pull up again. Don't ignore that, please, if you're a current line operator. I forgot to set the timer, I think, on the first approach. Don't know if I turned it off. Right, I'm just going to make that turn a little bit early. Right, now we are a beam. Start the timer, 20 seconds, there's no wind, so we don't need to make any corrections to that. Strictly to break all the rules. This is Alpaca Airways SOPs enacted now. I'll do my absolute best. So 20 seconds on this heading. Right, non-standard, turning the flight director off first. There's 20 seconds. Autopilot auto throttle off. Reduce that thrust back onto the horizon. I'm going to move my head down slightly as well so I can look for that wind runway in a second. Around 25-30 degrees needed for this. That's a little bit better at the rate of descent. You get super close to the ground here.
Caution, taxiway. Caution,
Alright, Ras, calm
taxiway.
down. Keep it coming down. I want to look for that runway. It could be a bit lower here. Right, there's the runway. Where's my pappies? I can't see any pappies. Alright, 3 reds, tad low, 2 reds, 2 whites. Alright, that's much better. Keep it on that profile. Ah, I didn't have to enact Alpaca Airways SOPs. Or I might have to yet. 3 whites.
Approaching 36.
Keep descending. So yeah, 1,000 feet per minute is okay now, but 300 feet, ooh, technically a tad fast. No doubt I'll have some critics coming in afterwards. Right, looking much better mode. 2 reds, 2 whites, ballooning again a bit high. Make tiny corrections at this stage. Just 1,000 feet per minute max if you can. Keep it coming down. I know, Jack, I'm nearly done. Don't worry, buddy. A little bit high, but don't worry too much. Those trees are so close. Coming in for a sunset touchdown. Oh, no wind at least.
50, 40, 30.
Check.
Point.
Close.
10.
Just hold that attitude. Hold that attitude. Where are you, runway? Oh, minus 96, you
5,000
beauty!
feet
A
remaining.
butter! Speed brakes up. Reverses. Oh my goodness me. Look at this downhill runway. 100 knots. I can't
80
believe
knots.
it. 80 knots. 60 knots. Manual braking. I had to reverse. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Calvi on the island of Corsica. The local time here, 26 minutes past 7. What an extraordinary flight we've had. A fully destabilised first approach. We followed the rules. Second approach, we scraped her in. Original operators SOPs and landing gates adhered to. We didn't have to enact special Alpaca Airways, get the aircraft on the ground SOPs, and we are here just before the sun sets as well. So we're completely legal.
On runway
We don't need
18.
to report to the authorities. Alpaca Airways are safe again for another day. Right, so we're uphill here, so you might have to use a little bit more for us to do the backtrack here. Usually it wouldn't set more than 40%, but it is super steep up here. It's a 2% gradient. The flaps are now coming up. Speed brakes stowed. We can do the rest of the clean-up here. Guys, I'll have a second to catch up with the chat later. I'll just do the clean-up taxi on the stand. But guys, thank you very much for sticking with it. We knew we'd get it in. I'm a bit disappointed I couldn't get in first time, but that's the attitude we take in real life. You know, if you're unstable, you've got to follow the rules, go around. Second attempt, you know, have another go. If you screw it up again, shot a third, you have to question it. But if it's probably something wrong if you've had 2 goes. And divert, but yeah, very, very happy with that. Right, that's a bit interesting, ZIBO. Flight directors are off, but I'm still having these MCP modes on. Flight directors off should be everything off. Well, certainly on ours. That can come off, that can come off, probe heat off as well. It's quite a way back to the terminal. Get the APU started as well. Cool stuff. I've just got a couple of issues. Bear with me, guys. I've got all the stuff off at the moment, so it won't pop up. I've turned that off. Ooh, I can't see my explainer at the moment. Oh, I can now. How do I turn that off? There we are. It was V1 simulation. Sorry, buddy. Thank you so much for coming in again. Pure professionalism, epicness. Where do I sign up for my 737 type rating? Lol. Thank you very much, V1 Sim. Yeah, I try and follow the rules as best as I can in a desktop sim. You know more than most. It's sometimes not always possible, but I always said on the first approach we'd have a crack. Passing the landing gate, I'm sure your operator at 1400 feet per minute wouldn't be too pleasing. But yeah, second approach, much happier. What was yours in the 7.2? I've got to try the 7.2 now, haven't I? But thank you very much, V1 Sims. Guys, YouTube's residential Airbus pilot, go and give him a follow. He's doing exactly what I am doing, and yeah, it's brilliant to have him on board too, helping out you guys. So thank you very much, V1 Sims. Awesome. Right, taxi on the stand, tiny apron here. Make sure we've got all the correct lights on. APU's ready to go on the bus. A little bit uphill here too. Now you don't want to shut an engine down, go single engine taxi when you've got a steep hill like this. Makes it really quite tough. Right, I can now shut down engine number 2 though. Blinding the marshaller. Give me 2 seconds, buddy, and I'll get your lights off. Aerosoft scenery this is, guys, by the way, if you'd like grab a copy. Oh yeah, that reminds me, guys. V1 Simulations has done this approach in a 727, which is slightly more epic than this. So yeah, go check that out as well. Right, awesome stuff. Parking brake is set. Brilliant. 2 blues, 1 red. Engines are dead. Fasten seatbelt sign come to off. And as I said, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the lovely French island of Corsica on another successful Alpaca Airways flight. The inaugural Istanbul Corsica flight is now open. All 150 passengers are very glad to have had that scenic missed approach and then land on the second attempt. I just realised I got my strobes on. Whoopsie. But yeah, very, very enjoyable flight, guys. Thank you very much. And if you were on VATSIM, my apologies for logging off. We didn't have any issues today, but you already saw what sort of workloads involved with this circle. To deal with that on VATSIM as well would be very, very challenging. But that's the way it is. But thank you very much to everyone that joined. I don't know, did we reach our like target? I don't even have likes up. 943. Don't forget to smash that thumbs up button. We're pushing for 943 likes to get in the end there. Thank you very much, Max Fernstadt, for your £5 donation there.
Pure gold.
Oh, thank you very much, Max. Pure gold. Love to hear that. Thanks, dude. Really, really appreciate that stuff. Cool. Right. So now let's cue the replay music and call it a day. Actually, just for that, because I always like to see the landings. Superb butter. We did get a butter. It's been a while. Seatbelts on. Pull up. Brilliant. The head shake didn't look like butter. I might have to adjust my settings, but a cool -90. I'll take that any day of the week. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you very much, Dominic Orsini. Sorry I missed that donation, $2. Awesome landing. Thank you very much, sir. Really, really enjoyed that. Tim Fraser, just got a message from Mariana. Tim Fraser's family, who are probably listening. Thank you very much for allowing Tim the day to pop in. And happy birthday to Arabella. It was the other day, wasn't it? I think Arabella, hope you had a great birthday the other day, and thank you, Mrs. Tim Fraser, for giving Tim the time to watch the videos and stuff. He does enjoy this, and I'm sure. But yeah, thank you very much. Hope you're doing well, Tim, as usual. Right, look at that. The sun is set. We'd not be able to do an approach if we left it any later. And of course, let's cue the funky replay music. Right, so I'm not going to do the missed approach, just so it doesn't break explain. We're going to do the approach from about here. Let's have a look. Can't see it yet. I'm sure these trees aren't there in real life. I'd be very concerned if they were. Jintra Stels, thanks for an amazing stream, Canton. You're most welcome. Thank you very much. Will Bewley saying turn the strobes on. Yeah, absolutely. Disco lights are on. We've got the Boeing Sky Interior. The LED flashing lights. Here we go then, over the threshold. This replay tool is so awesome. You can see, look at the downslope, you can't even see the middle of the runway. There was the flare. Oh, lovely, jubbly. Oh, very, very happy with that. Right, let's see if we can touch down when the beat drops. I always try and do this. Here we go. Oh, a little bit too early. There we are. Welcome to Calvi. Oh, very, very buttery. Right, I think we've got a tower view as well. Let's do it from there. I'll go all the way around the circle. You'll see that in the final replay. He was very happy with that approach. He was getting a little bit concerned that the night curfew was coming in. You can certainly see why you don't want to do this at night. Over the threshold we go. Another successful Alpaca Airways sector. Just past the touchdown zone, but nice and smooth. There we are, guys. Well, thank you very much. As always, where do I start? Well, firstly, as ever, thank you very much to all the moderators for keeping the chat clean and making sure it's a lovely, fun, entertaining place to be for all the family. That's what we want to see. Thank you very much to, as well, everyone that became a member. If you haven't joined, I'll sync the Discord up so you'll be able to get in as soon as the stream is over. Thank you very much to everyone that donated. Very, very kind, especially to Burak, who came in a massive donation at the start. That is very, very kind of you, and everyone else that's been overly generous. It's very, very kind. A lot of that goes back into the channel as well, so I appreciate it nonetheless. And thanks for the support. That's all I can say in these crazy times. Guys, I'll hopefully stream again on Sunday. Sectors, routes, aircraft to be decided, but keep an eye out on the social media feeds. As per usual, I will tell you what I'm going to be up to. Stay safe, and I'll see you all on Sunday. Take care, guys. Bye-bye for now.